What's up, sports fans? It's your man D back. Speak Your Mind Sports Talk. All right, check it out, guys. We talking Billy Joe Saunders pulls out the Canelo fight. Damn. Boy. Well, when I get this fight, this is yet another fight that we're not getting, you know? But as goes boxing in today's time, man, there's a lot of fights we're not getting. Boxing virus in the building. What's good with you? My man Junior Moreno, what's up? Yeah, Billy Joe Saunders. I'm not sure what the deal is with Billy Joe Saunders, but yeah, I agree with you, Junior Moreno. Billy Joe Saunders, you idiot. He does deserve a you idiot. Good call, Junior Moreno. No way he should have backed out of this fight for no reason. What's up? What's up, Mr. Spooks? Appreciate that, man. Appreciate you, fam. You know, Billy Joe Saunders, link in the chat for anybody who want to jump on too. Billy Joe Saunders, man. Where is he going to go from here? That's another question. You know, what's next for Billy Joe Saunders? That's the thing, because this is the biggest fight. What is it with these guys turning down the biggest fight of their career? What is it with that? They're not going to get any better than a fight with Canelo. You got guys crying for a fight with Canelo, trying to get a fight with Canelo. These guys have the fight in bag. GGG, Caleb Plant, Billy Joe Saunders, and they turn it called Charlo. Now Charlo talking, his camp talking about fighting Deverenchenko, and maybe that'll open up the door for Canelo. Man, you had Canelo. What is wrong with these guys? They all turning down fights with Canelo. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Raider in the building. What's good with you, Raider? Cat, what's up with you, sis? Brown gone. One in the building. What's good? What's good? Mr. Spoof says straight scared. Yeah. Something wrong with them. They don't want legacy. They just want money. It's sad. Yeah, I know. My bro Carlos Mendoza in the building. What's good with your Carlos? BOP Boxing in the building. What's up with your fam? Appreciate you coming through. Kevin, what's up, Kevin? Charlo is garbage truck juice for sure, man. This dude, you know, opened up the door for a Canelo fight. The door was wide open. You didn't even walk through it, Jamal Charlo. Queen Lisa in the building. What's good with you, Queen? Appreciate you coming through. Kern, what's up with you, Kern? Yeah, man, that's me, dog. That is me, Kern. Boxing, MMA, and basketball, Kern. That's how we do. You like boxing too, Kern? We talking boxing today, dog. Canelo, BJS stepping down. Let me drop that link in the chat again. Let me see. Well, I'm gonna have to drop the link in the chat. But anyway, that might have been the wrong link. I thought I put it up top. Hold on, guys. Let me drop this link right quick. All right. There you go. There. All right. So, yeah, let me see what you guys talk about. Yeah, I appreciate that, BOP. A little bit, you know, enough to come chat it up with you guys, man. You know what I mean? So, you know, man, I wanted to get on yesterday. I got on a little bit with my bro, Lewis Sports Network. Later that night, I started feeling a little bit better. So I was talking basketball with him, but I didn't really do any videos or lives yesterday. So, you know, but thanks for asking. Thanks for mentioning that, BOP. They know Canelo is a cash cow. They want to milk the fuck out of him. Yeah, but I don't know, man. At this point in time, I'm not sure what the offers are Brown going one, but it cannot be in the amount where, I mean, come on, like you're not getting, it's no fans. So fight with Canelo in the zone. This is another thing. Like these fighters, it's no milking Canelo right now. They'll just be milking or attempting to milk the zone because they got to come up off of 35 million for Canelo right off the bat. Canelo's not really too worried about this layoff or whatever. He's getting 35 million regardless. So these guys can't be asking for all that crazy money. They just can't do it. So by the way, if you just see my comment the other day, I live in Frederick. Most of my life we moved to Hagerstown at 18. Oh, all right. That's what's up. That's what's up, dog. Mr. Spook says respect to everyone. No doubt. Appreciate that, Mr. Spook. Yeah, Maryland. Yeah. Yeah, I was born in Prince George County, and then we moved to Baltimore for a little while, then D.C., then Virginia. Billy is bipolar. Dude's talking retirement because Kinahan. You know, I was getting ready to mention that too. He was talking retirement because of Kinahan. He sure was. And Kat, to tell you the truth, that may still have something to do with him not, him not taking this fight. But and we may see Billy Joe Saunders back out of boxing altogether. We may still see that. But it's funny that he felt like he couldn't trust anyone in boxing, but he wants to trust Kinahan. Kinahan, like, come on, man. I don't know, bro. Or maybe he wants to. I don't know. I don't get that. Trusting a guy like Kinahan, you might as well trust anybody in boxing. Man, I hope you get better, bro. Hope you get better, BOP. Hey, what's up with you, fam? Appreciate you coming through. Money lover is the new standard, sadly. Yeah, it appears that way. These guys don't want legacy. They just want money. Lisa saying, what's up to everybody? Jackal JD, what's up with you, fam? Appreciate you coming through. Jed Kyle in the building. What's good with you, Jed Kyle? Appreciate you, my man. Carlos says, Billy Joe Saunders turns down Canelo fight. What happened to him saying, I want to fight Canelo GGG in a few years? Yeah, I don't even know if he's going to be in boxing, though. Like, okay, so he turns down the Canelo fight, right? He walks away from that. And like, Kat mentioned, and I was actually going to mention that later in this live too, that he was talking about retiring from boxing because Kinahan left. And now all of a sudden he turns down what would be essentially the biggest fight of his career. He may really be contemplating leaving boxing altogether. What other reason does he have? I don't think it was a money haggle in this situation. Like, what other reason does he have to not take this fight? Very convenient for Saunders to be upset. Yeah, but when you tied in with a guy like Kinahan, that means something. So, and I don't know, like, I'm not sure about that too, because okay, Kinahan supposedly stepped down, right? From his involvement with MTK Global, I think it is. Man, he still has his hand in on that. It's like Jay Prince saying that he'll step down from his involvement in boxing. He still have his hand in on that. You know what I mean? So to a certain extent, is that just an excuse for Billy Joe Saunders? He said Billy is a weirdo. He was using Kinahan as an excuse. Oh, shit. I said that, Jed Kyle. I literally said that before I read your comment. He's using Kinahan as an excuse. Kinahan will still be involved in boxing behind the scenes, Billy. Yeah, right. I literally just was thinking that before I read your comment, but spot on, bro. Spot on. Great minds think alike. That's why I love this Speak Your Mind Sports Talk family, man. You guys know what you're talking about. Well, that was pretty cool right there. Kalua Z, salute to you, fam. What's up? What's up with you, my man? Kyle said, Jet Kyle, that's exactly what I said. Dude is weird. Yeah, he is. He is, man. The drugs in the Andre, that was another big fight. BJS Andre, he blew that fight. Since Saunders popped, he ain't been the same. He had to move up to 168 to look like shit. Yeah, and all. Yeah, man. It's crazy. Billy Joe Saunders hasn't cared about boxing since he went against David in Canada. I'm not sure, man. MTKM Gym and Marbella closed down. Oh, wow. Man, that's crazy. Maybe he stepped down for real. What's up, Timmy Nealon? Appreciate you coming through, my man. Yeah, for sure. I don't want to miss his boring ass style, stupid, irrelevant fights. Oh, boy. He wasn't that excited, that's for sure. How could you let another man determine your career? Well, it's more than just another man. Kinahan's like a crime boss, man, like a cartel boss. So, it's deeper than him just being another man. He's a very, 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 very powerful man. That's the thing. Orlando Chavez in the building. At this point, Canelo versus Andre is the fight that makes the most sense right now. Maybe Canelo Plant's still good. Canelo Bivol is excellent. Scary fight for Canelo. But Canelo Andre, the problem with that, Chavez, is that Canelo will have to drop down to 160. Now, he just came from 175. Even still, they've been on the layoff and everything. I don't think that he's been training or cutting muscle and weight to compete at 160 at this point. So that would be an issue for the Andre fight. But I do think that he should just go ahead and beat Andre up. Now, if Andre came to 168, yeah, but then they wouldn't be fighting for that 160 belt, so it would be irrelevant to me. Andre's irrelevant at 168. At 160, he's a relevant fight for Canelo. That's just my opinion on it. That's not any facts or anything. BJ needs someone to hold his hand. BJ may be leaving, man. Canelo is not fighting at 160. Andre said he won't fight Canelo without an audience. Yeah. And Andre, man, I don't even want to start on him fighting without an audience. You're not worth a damn, bro. You're not a draw. You're gonna demand an audience. This dude is nail on the head, D. Nail on the head, 100% correct on Billy Joe Saunders and Kinahan. Oh, yeah. Yeah, man. Salute to Jet Kyle too, because he was thinking the same thing. We know Kinahan ain't going nowhere. Fury said Kinahan made his comeback fights from the shadows. Yeah, that's what I was saying too, though. Like, again, he's a crime boss, bro. So his hand is still gonna be in there. He's gonna still be pulling strings. All you gotta do is pick up a phone. I mean, come on, let's be honest about it. I thought Canelo was gonna weight drain Bivol to the second, but see, it wouldn't have been a weight drain, Scott. You can't say that Canelo would weight drain Bivol to 168 when Bivol was the one who offered to go to 168 to fight Canelo. That's not Canelo doing anything. Bivol said, I will go down to 168 to fight Canelo. That's not Canelo putting any weight clauses in there. That's not Canelo demanding that the fight comes at once. That's Bivol offering to cut down to 168 to fight Canelo. But here's the thing, Bivol is not a big 175 pounder. He's pretty small 175 pounder. So the weight would probably not be much of a drain. He probably would be able to capture that weight pretty comfortably with Bivol. So, but it's definitely not Canelo draining him down to 168 when the guy makes the offer to come down to 168, but that's the kind of verbiage we need to stay away from anyway. If that fight was to ever happen, to say, Canelo was going to weight drain, we need to stay away from that kind of verbiage, because you already know, Scott Brown, the Canelo haters are going to come out with that type of nonsense, that he drained Bivol down to 168. Well, if Bivol say, look, I'll come down to 168 to fight Canelo, how the hell is Canelo? That's Bivol challenging Canelo at 168. That's not Canelo draining him down. Look, what's up with you?
What do you think that this whole issue with Saunders is mainly a DAZN issue at this point? Because Canelo's having a hard time signing fighters. Does DAZN not have the money? Because unlike before, Canelo could offer pay-per-view split. Now he can't because there's no pay-per-view. So could it be a Saunders shaking down DAZN at this point because he's one of their champions that he has at 168. Um, and he just wants more money. And it's the best time for him to strike because the zone's going to be coming back in next month, and this is their biggest fight that they could possibly have lined up. So could Saunders be just using this whole thing as just a shakedown for the zone to get more money out of the zone?
I mean, it could be, especially since he's walking away or potentially walking away. That could be a factor too. He could be trying to shake him down for some money. I could go along with that for sure because again, him walking away from boxing, that could be serious or maybe not. I don't know, but I would take any explanation right now to tell you right the truth, Kaluzi, because I don't understand. Like if he is trying to shake him down for money, which is a possibility, uh, how much? Because I don't was anything reported about how much they offered him or anything like that. I don't recall reading anything about the offer that was made to him besides the a fight with Canelo. Did anybody get any information on that? Hey, I was definitely the guy been a player in boxing. Do you know anything about that, Kalua?
I haven't heard about any offers, but don't forget he's an athlete, so he wants more security at this point. So it wouldn't surprise me shaking him down, not just for like a one-time payday, but some sort of something like Triple G or Jacobs got, where they got like 3 to 4 fight deals out of that Canelo fight. So him like saying, "Well, I'm going to walk away from boxing and take his belts with him," and also the biggest fight that they Dylan has pretty much could easily line up right now on a short-term notice. If it gives him, he is pretty much taking all the leverage away from the zone.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe, man. I don't know. I do know that Canelo Alvarez is in need of a fight, coming up in September. So Golden Boy and the Zone's running short short on time as well. They need to find an opponent. So he could be trying to shake him down before he walks away or shake him down for some reason. But that's not such a bad idea. Maybe with the might of the FBI, all these governments with the FBI, man, I'm not. It's more. Seemed like it would be more of an Ireland problem, but I guess they do business in America, so FBI might stick their nose in. Our country government always trying to get funding for something, so that makes sense too. Andre making demands. Andre's an idiot. Fans, how do you demand fans? Nobody wants to even see you, clown. He should fight. He should take the next fight smoking. Carlos Mendoza that Kavanaugh has a son that box. Oh yeah. Get this smoke in the building. What's good with you? Fighting without an audience is normal.
Same thing with Dre. What he gets like 2,000 people on his fights.
That's hilarious, smoke. Yeah. All right. Same thing with y'all. Same thing with Andre. They arrested Moroccan drug lord Psycho. He is close to. Oh, okay. I don't know about all of that. If Canelo fights Bivol at 168 for a secondary title, is a weight drain in the history. Listen, man. Listen, Scott. It could be a weight drain, but all I'm saying is this: you can call it what you want. Call it a weight drain, whatever. Bevo's not a big 175 pounder, and the guy made the offer to go down to 168. So the only thing I'm saying is you cannot say Canelo is weight draining Bevo when he challenges the guy. If a guy comes out and challenges you, how are you doing anything to him? You're not doing anything. You're not making no demands. He came out. That's like when Mikey Garcia came up to 147, I want to fight Errol Spence. Errol Spence didn't pull him up from 135. He didn't say, hey, come up and fight me. No, he turned him down 2 times, and Mikey kept in it. I want to fight Errol Spence. So Errol Spence didn't pull him up from 135. So you can't say that Canelo's draining Bevo. He's not draining anything. He's just, if he even took the fight, I said a long time ago that fight won't happen, and then they're not talking about it. But even if he took the fight, he's accepting a challenge. He's not draining anyone down. That's the only thing I was saying about that. I don't care what any history books say or whoever looks at it as what. All I'm saying is haters will come out and say, well, Canelo drained people down, especially if he wins the fight. You're going to hear that narrative. But let's debunk it before it starts. If the guy offers to fight him or challenges him at 168, that's not Canelo draining anybody down. Say what y'all want to say, but I only see 2 fights giving Canelo problem. Another Andre or Saunders. Oh man, yeah. I don't see either of those guys giving Canelo too much problems hitting him. That's about it, but not problems winning. Because see, here's the thing. Cat, let's be honest about it. Billy Joe Saunders and Demetrius Andre has no option but to knock Canelo out. Neither of those fools are going to get a Canelo win on the scorecards. They're not going to do it. They're not going to beat Canelo on the scorecard. So essentially, these 2 guys have to knock Canelo out. So the question is, what are the chances of Andre, who's always off balance because he's too busy trying to get out while he's throwing his punches? He's never planting his feet. What are the chances of him knocking Canelo out, number 1? And number 2, Billy Joe Saunders just don't got it. They're not going to beat him on the card. So it's like neither of those guys beat him. They're not going to beat Canelo in a fight.
Yeah, you're not going to beat Canelo on the cards. Just look at Mayweather. Mayweather got one of the cards. He got a draw.
Right, and dominated, and straight dominated.
He dominated that fight and got a draw.
So, like, nah, bro, you're not. Those guys have no chance in the Canelo fight, and neither of them show me anything. Does BJS show you anything that he knocked Canelo out? No. Arguably the hardest chin in boxing, and Demetrius Andre dropped Sulecki in the first round and didn't stop him. So even if he hits Canelo, what the hell? Canelo would chew it up like popcorn, spit out the seed, and beat the shit out of Andre. So I don't, that's Gerald Kavanaugh, who got killed by the. Oh, okay, y'all talk about that. Better Be manager said he ain't fight Canelo. That's true, champ. Yeah, better Be a manager was basically they're not interested in that fight, bro. They're interested in unifying the titles at 175, and he said that the only interest in the fight was when Canelo had the belt. Once he vacated the belt, the interest in Canelo was null and void. They said that interest wasn't there no more. The interest is for unification. So these fans want Canelo to go up and get punished by Better Be at 175, but Better Be and their coaches, his coach, they're not interested in the Canelo fight. They're interested in unification. At least this is what they're saying.
Even if Canelo does fight Better Be, but next he'd be like, oh, why didn't he fight Wilder or Fury? I guarantee you that's gonna be the next thing. It's like, yeah, well, he beat another light heavyweight, so why don't he just go up and fight Wilder?
Yeah, right. Yeah, no. I don't think, that Demetrius Bivol and Better Be is dangerous enough, cruiserweight, like heavyweight and all of that bullshit. That's just nonsense. Unbiased says Andre want to fight Canelo with a crowd. He making demands. He's an idiot, bro. He's him and BJ, you idiots, both of you. Because listen, you're not a draw. You're not the draw in this fight. And you don't make demands on the crowd. You don't even command the crowd as a fighter. How do you demand a crowd when you don't command the crowd?
Well,
let's be real.
I'll have to defend Andrade and Sanders on this because this is their one big moment, so they wanted to make it as big as possible. Having a Canelo fight, just like when you want to have like the biggest spectacle. So what's the point of fighting a Canelo who's always going to draw a big crowd where there's no crowd? It takes some of the luster out of the fight away, and I think that's more of what they're going for.
Scott, Canelo vacated that belt. So how would he be unifying at 175? That belt's gone, bro. So
it's actually gone because nobody has that belt yet. So
no, the belt is there, but Canelo is not the champion of it.
But you think the WBO would actually not give him the belt back if he goes up to fight for a unification fight?
But what would be the point of that, though? What would be the point of that? The whole point, people have to understand something. Capturing a belt, and that was an official belt. Capturing a belt in a different weight division is an accomplishment. That's all Canelo was trying to do. He never talked about campaigning at 175. He never talked about unifying at 175 or fighting any other champions. This came all from fans, mostly fans that wanted to see Canelo get beat up. This was never in the plans. It was only just like Mikey Garcia's plan. If he was to beat Pacquiao, Mikey Garcia would either retire or drop back down. His plan is to get a belt at 147. That's what it was about, capturing a belt at another weight class. It was not about campaigning and trying to beat everyone up at 175. So,
well, I know it's not his plan, but it's
Beterbiev and his coach understands that. This is why they don't even want Canelo. But just to say for Canelo to go to 175, there's no point in that for Canelo. It's not at all. Exactly, Kevin. He's not campaigning there. I don't know what they don't get about it, Kevin. I don't understand, but this keeps coming up with Canelo at 175.
As far as belt, they're pretty relevant to Canelo, except for the full 168 belt. That's the only belt that matched him at this point, because any other belt is just another belt to his legacy. It's not really a big deal to him anymore at this point. He's bigger than the belts.
Hey, Ops, how you figure Canelo will still be there if it has anything to do with Beterbiev? I don't think it has anything to do with Beterbiev at all. But how do you figure Canelo will still be there if Beterbiev? It was never in the plans, bro. Do you understand this? It was never in the plans. All of that came from the fans, bro. Oscar, Canelo, they never talked about taking any more fights at 175. They caught Kovalev at a vulnerable time, and they captured the title. That's what it was about. People have to understand that. Canelo doesn't have to fight Bevo at 175. My boy Bevo is focused on Beterbiev. Yeah, bro. Shiz Biz in the building. What's good with your Shiz Biz? Scott Brown says Canelo won the title at 175 or lost. Or lost. And he never lost and now wants to drain a 170. Scott, I'm done with that, bro. I don't he doesn't even want the fight, Scott.
Canelo's more likely to
hold on right quick, Killer. I don't get your line of thinking here, Scott. Canelo, DAZN, Oscar, they're not even talking about there better be a fight. This is something that obviously you want. You're probably one of those fans that want to see Canelo lose. So either you're trolling right now or this is a fight that you want. But Beterbiev challenged Canelo at 175. So if this was a fight that was happening, it would be happening. That's a big fight. Fans, I would like to see it. Don't get me wrong. I'm a Canelo fan. I think Beterbiev wins. That's always the exciting fight when your guy could lose. To me, that's what makes boxing exciting. That's what I want. So I would love that fight, Scott. I don't care if Canelo wins or lose. I would be rooting for him, but that's boxing. So I would love that fight. But if that fight was going to happen, two things. It would not happen without fans. So you can that nonsense. It wouldn't happen without fans. The next thing is they would have been all over it already. But you haven't heard anything from DAZN Golden Boy or anything about Canelo fighting Beterbiev. Bevo. You haven't heard anything about that. So the challenge was made by Bevo, not a weight drain. The challenge was made by Bevo at 168, but they didn't accept. So what the hell are you talking about when you say weight drain Bevo? How? Makes no sense. You're not making sense.
Yeah, about this Canelo 175 business, Canelo's more likely to go up to cruiserweight or heavyweight with the right opportunity than he will at going at 175. If people really doesn't want to weight drain himself, he go up to cruiserweight, and for Canelo that might be a winnable fight, and he'll take that fight. But he's not going to do it at 175. He'll do it at 168, or he'll do it at cruiserweight or heavyweight. But he's not doing it at 175 because there's no point. There's just another belt.
It's nothing there for him. There's no point in that. BJS wants to retire because his mob boss is leaving the sports. Then fuck him. Canelo doesn't have a title at 175. I keep trying to tell Scott that, man. He doesn't have a title at 175. So, well said. Thanks, Mr. Spook. Scott trolling. Yeah, he must be trolling. BJS can have his, yeah, man. He can't have his boyfriend around. I don't know about boyfriend, but I tell you one thing. Kinahan got a lot of power. Carlos Mendoza, they are allegedly, okay, yeah, y'all talking about the prison situation. I called out Mayweather when he started weight draining guys. Yeah, well, Mayweather was calling for catch weights and that type of stuff. You could call a guy out when they call him for catch weights and that type of stuff, but if a guy challenges you at a weight class, you can't call the fighter out for weight training. I mean, you've been challenged. That would be like calling Spence bullying Mikey when Mikey was chasing him around. Like, then people say, "Oh, he didn't have to accept the fight." Well, man, get the fuck. It's the biggest money fight in his life, and it's a little guy calling him out. And y'all say he didn't have to. Get out of here with that, man. People are so overly critical when it comes to these fighters. Exactly, D and Bebo is my guy. Yeah, exactly, man. Scott trolling, bro. I think Scott trolling. He just want to see me get upset, but I don't really feel that good today, so I ain't getting too excited. Toby Barlett, what's up? What's up? Bebo focus on Better Be anyway. I think so. Hopefully they make that fight happen, and that's what Better Be team wants too. They want a unification. Canelo ain't asked for Better Be for a Bebo fight. Bebo running the 168 because there's a monster. Bebo not scared of Better Be. You just a better. Don't be no Better Be fanboy up in here, AOF, because you will get called out for that fanboyism. I see a pattern going on here with Better Be. Canelo running from Better Be, Bebo. I see a pattern going on here. Don't be over here doing that craziness.
Well, Better Biev is a really safe fight because even if you lose, as he's quote unquote such a monster, doesn't hate you. But if you win him, oh my God, he just skyrockets to godhood. So people saying that the people running for Better Biev, no, people want that fight because it's a win-win. Because even if you lose, it's like, well, you lost against a monster. Who's gonna say anything about you? But if you win, you just up your stock a lot.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Scott, he could unify if he had a belt. But the fact that he doesn't have a belt, guess what? No unification. So apparently Bivol got the best resume at 175, but Better Biev got more belts. Strange. Well, he got two. He got the second belt off of Bosdick. So, I don't know about their resumes either. I just think that Bivol got what it takes to beat Better Biev. But I wouldn't argue the resumes with you. Unbiased might, but I'm not. Unbiased boxing definitely Bivol bigger threat than Bosdick. Yeah, for sure. To Better Biev, he's definitely a bigger threat than Bosdick. Thanks, Sporting Advantage. Yeah, I'm feeling a little better, brother. I appreciate that. Jay Kyle speaking facts. Yeah, I see Canelo stopping them both. Yeah, you're a huge Canelo fan. Both of those are very, very dangerous fights for Canelo, boxing virus. Very dangerous fights. I'm biased. All of a sudden, Vosdick vulnerable because the monster destroyed him. Well, Vosdick was vulnerable. Facts, D. Vosdick was vulnerable because of his mental. He made himself vulnerable in that fight. But Vosdick was a good fighter, and I believe that he could come back and challenge him again, but the mental ain't there. Better be up chasing undisputed, not money, unlike. Well, I can agree with that because that's how him and his trainer talk. And when you tell the world I'm not interested in the Canelo fight, then this shows validity to that, AOPS. I will back that all day long. Because if he was chasing money, he would certainly be going after the Canelo fight, but he's not even interested in that. So to me, that's saying that he's chasing legacy, not money. Y'all guys in that. Let me put the link back in the chat in case somebody want to come up and discuss this. There you go. Give John Ryder the Canelo opportunity. He'll bring it. When it comes down to it, Willie Boy, what's up, Willie Boy? Slip and move. Matter of fact, when it comes down to it, we may get a fight of that caliber for Canelo because, again, they're running slight of time, and they're not going to be. It's going to have to be a fighter where they're not going to have to pay a ton of money to. John Ryder kind of fits the bill. I think John Ryder gets stopped by Canelo because of the way he fights. He'll get countered all night long. He's defensively sloppy. He'll get countered all night long. He's not fast enough to neutralize Canelo. His style's all wrong for Canelo, so that'll just be a slaughter. But I do think that because he got, that terrible decision versus Callum Smith, I think he deserves a good fight. That would be pretty good for Ryder. I don't think he has a chance to win that fight. Yeah. Coronavirus is killing it all. He said Mikey dropping down. He's too lazy. I don't know, man. Dropping down might be the best thing for him, though, Boxing Virus. If Canelo fights and beats Beterbiev, if Canelo would be the unified champ. How, man? Why do y'all keep saying that? With what belt? Unless y'all just assuming that they give him the belt back. And that's possible. I mean, that's possible because it was vacated, no champion. So they could give him the belt back. I don't know. But other than that, he don't have a belt right now. So, yeah, I don't, yeah, man. I mean, he's just trying to accomplish right now. People see him as a meal ticket. So these fights are not happening. That's really what the main problem is. He's trying to accomplish, and he's the meal ticket. So I would like to see that fight too. The issue with that fight is that he said he ain't fighting no more Mexicans. And it would be a good fight, so to speak, but come on, man. It's almost like when Floyd Mayweather fought Canelo, right? Because by the time they make that fight, Benavidez will be exactly 23. Okay? And that's how old Canelo was when he fought Floyd Mayweather. So what are the odds? Like, likely, who do we expect to win that fight? Canelo. And then if he wins the fight, Benavidez was too young. So it's huge. He would get a belt. But at the same time, man, I don't like Benavidez still a little bit. He needs some more before he go in there and mess with the Canelo. I don't think any of those champions at 165 beats him. We can't even look at it as like the size difference. Size doesn't matter with Canelo anymore. Not after accomplishing what he accomplished with what's the Kovalev. You know what I mean? What's up, Raider?
What up? What's up, B? Hey, what I was saying about Canelo being unified if it beats Beterbiev is because Beterbiev has 2 belts. That's why.
I got you.
Not because of Canelo. Not because Canelo has a belt, or they'll give him a belt back, or none of that.
Yeah, well, yeah. In that sense, yeah, he does have 2 belts. His belt, the belt he won off Bostic. Yeah, no doubt. Al said I'm just talking shit. Yeah. I think y'all trying to get me excited. I can't get excited today, guys. I couldn't if I tried. Fur Hazard, what's up with you, fam? Appreciate you coming through. Al's okay. Mr. Spooks, let me drop down. I don't see Plant Saunders or Smith bringing anything to the table. Nope, me either, sis. I don't need the cat. I think he beats them all. Jed Kyle and Adonis was giving him work. Yeah, but Adonis, man, he won't ready, man. Bevo Beterbiev and got Vazic. Vazic already beat him, but the other 2 guys would have beat him up just the same. Good old D. Jefferson, 20 minutes behind the check. As usual, if Canelo gave up all the belts, he could still go to division and challenge. Resume speaks for itself. Sure. If he vacated all of them, and he'll go back and win them. Probably win them back. You make a reasonable point, Jed. Who you got winning between Beterbiev and Bevo? Bevo! I think Bevo win that fight if Canelo stays in middleweight. Let him get Andre out the way, get GGG. Yeah, but see, that's the thing, man. GGG did say he want to take a fight, then Canelo. So that would be pretty good if GGG was telling the truth. I mean, he's the reason the fight with Canelo didn't happen because he stepped down. So If GGG is serious about it, yeah, okay. Beat up Andre, beat up GGG, and Charlo, I don't know what the hell to do about him. He's a punk, man. Not like he's gonna take the fight. Unbiased, yeah, Adonis rocked him as well. Adonis punched very hard. To be fair, Vosdick did box well that night. Very good performance by him, but not much else on his resume. Yeah, that's true. Alex Beaver was a great 50-50 fight with Ward was still in the division, but would be incredible. Yeah, that's a 50-50 fight, man. Canelo cannot win at catchweight or heavyweight. Too many bigger killers. Nah, man. Canelo need to stay at 168, 160. He need to stay away from 175 because he's not beating Bevo and he's not beating Better Be a Jed. True, Adonis is a big puncher. Yep. Yeah. What is Canelo trying to do to become undisputed or jumping down, cherry pick certain fighters? What's the plan? Well, Cat, look. If you think about it now, look at all of these fights that were turned down, Cat. Champions. Callum Smith, BJS, Caleb Plant, Jamar Charlo. All of these fights were turned down in succession. So he's trying to huh? Andre too. He didn't get an offer from Canelo. He hasn't gotten an offer from Canelo. No, he hasn't gotten an offer from Canelo. If he got an offer,
yeah, you're right.
Canelo, we wouldn't be, that fight would have probably happened, but that fight won't happen without fans. But those other guys that I mentioned,
it was Triple G. Triple G turned it down and fighting the
what's his name? Guys that I mentioned, Triple G, BJS, Caleb Plant, Charlo, like those are guys that have turned down the fight. Like he was supposed to fight Triple G. Triple G walked away. Charlo turned down Andre and freaking Canelo. Then you got Caleb Plant. They turned down the fight. They come back and I'm going to fight him. And now you got BJS walking away. So it's like he's trying to do some things, but it's like with Terrence Crawford. We can't give Terrence Crawford a pass because he was trying to make those fights, but the guys won't step up and fight him. So how are we going to slam Canelo? We've seen the fights that he was offering guys, but they're not accepting or turning down. Wow, work sucks. Hey, that's all right, man. You got to get that bread, earn that cake, fam. Oh, I don't know what I'm biased. No, it's not a great point, Wooly boy. Actually, it's a good point, but at the same time, those guys turn down fights, so it's a true crowd crash. Bivol is a great boxer, but I think he's too small for Better Be. Too small. Better Be gonna be. Can he get hold of him? Is it going to be that easy to hit him, Ayobs? That's the thing. Bivol has excellent footwork. Did you see the fight with Vosdick? It wasn't Better Be able to started landing on Vosdick, but in the beginning, Vosdick movement was giving him problems. Did you see the fight with Enrico Colling? It's another guy. Good footwork was giving Better BF problems. Better BF has twice the footwork as both of those guys. So he can beat him down if he can hit him enough. And it ain't going to be no one-shot drop because Bevo can take a punch, man. But he can box. Pull counter, slip, dip, move. Man, B.O.B., he can win the right fights at catchweight and heavyweight. Just takes the right jab. Yeah, man, he needs to stay away from that, bro. Slip and move. I would like to plan to follow is all. Yeah, now, Kat, I said this too, and I'm with you 100%. I'm holding Canelo accountable for 4-belt undisputed at 160. I'm holding him accountable for that. Yeah.
He was trying to get that, but he got stripped too.
Yeah. I think still he's trying to get it. I think still he wants to get it. And the first step was GGG, but again, we can't hold that against Canelo because GGG stepped down out of the fight. You know, I agree with whoever put that comment in there. He probably should, after this fight, go down to 160 and take on Andre. Bivol beats everyone 175 and under, in my opinion. Yeah, I wouldn't argue with that. Cinnamon Savage in the building. What's good with you, fam? I wouldn't argue with that at all. You better watch what you say about Canelo cherry picking, cat. Nah. I didn't even say anything about that. The cherry picking, man. I don't like. Who is not a cherry pick for Canelo besides Bivol and Better Beer? If you want to call it a cherry pick. Seriously, Daniel Benavidez is young. He's young and green. Caleb Plant can't. You know, he can't beat Canelo. Like, who is not a cherry pick besides Bivol and Better Beer? So I wouldn't even freaking sit there and try to fuss about that because I think he beats everybody at 160 and 168. His only challenges are probably at 175. So, you know,
he's definitely favored for sure at both those weights.
Yeah.
Vegas would favor him for sure.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, legacy, I guess he's trying to accomplish. He is bouncing around a lot. I would like to see him stick in one division, whether it be 68 or 60, just stick in one division, shut it down, something like that. All this bouncing around is getting nerve-wracking. It's legit 50-50. I got a feeling Bivol gonna wilt under pressure. You never know, man. Better BF has a knack of making guys doing that, AOB. So, you know, that's what makes the fight so interesting. And I agree with you 50-50. I just edge Bivol, and I don't mind people edging Better BF either. But, yeah, it could happen. AOB, who would you pick if Ward from Kovalev 2 fought both of them? Very interesting, J. Kyle. Say, get this smoke, they be coming out. Hey, you gotta watch out. You gotta watch out with that Canelo slander. Who could be heavyweight, cruiserweight, Breeder's daughter, Coles, Golamirian, Makabu, Okoli? Okay. No. Better be have got a chance to beat some of those guys because of the way he hits and his aggressive style. Bivol, I don't know. He may be too small for those guys. Canelo, man, I don't even want people talking about that cruiserweight nonsense. I see Fernandez live now. Just take a L, stop making. Man, that dude's a waste of space and a waste of a microphone and good equipment. Floyd and Manny accomplished a lot. Yeah, they did, man. They did. Okay. So he gave you an example at cruiserweight.
Hey, D, I gotta do some shit real quick.
All right, I appreciate it.
You're still on, I'll come back on them.
All right, thanks, Ray. I pick Ward over Better BF. Tough call. Yeah, it's a tough fight. You might find it safer arguing the virtues of pedophilia. Smoke still taking shots. Bivol will get smashed by. I don't even know BOP. I couldn't argue that because I don't know the other guys, but I would do film study and contemplate it. I might look at that later, come back and give you a go. But for now, I couldn't argue with you. I don't know those guys well enough. Only 147 is the 5th division for Mikey. PS, they're shaking, waiting for Canelo to call the name. Yeah. That's true. Bivol even can win catchweight. I love Bivol. Canelo is damn good, just not catchweight or heavyweight. Yeah. Canelo need to stay away from Bivol and Better BF. You acting like these guys are some monsters if they. I need to wait until Usyk moved up. Yeah, well, Usyk is just better than them. But those guys are still good for who they're competing with, but they couldn't beat Usyk. I'm not saying that Mayweather isn't undisputed. It's a must. I'm not taking anything away from him, but he jumped up and down the weight convenience. Yeah. Mayweather did his thing, man. People got to accept that. It's all over with, so there's no need to deny it. He did it. Come on, guys. I used to like Mayweather and things he did too, but Let's be honest about Floyd. Somebody just dropped a super chat. Hold on, let me read that. Man, I'm way behind. You guys dropping comments. Justin Trouble in the building. What's good with you, Justin Trouble? Appreciate you, man. Justin Trouble, that J4B. All right, that's what's up. Appreciate the super chat, Justin Trouble. Appreciate you coming through. Ralph on Real. What's up with you, Ralph on Real? If we look at the landscape of boxing, he could get a fight up to. But okay, so let me drop down. Let me get back on, man. I've been reading y'all comments. Man Grow in the building. What's good with you, Man Grow? Appreciate you. Look, what is next? Or who would we like to see Canelo fight next? Since BJS ain't happening, they're gonna link in the chat in case somebody want to come up. What's next for Canelo? Because that's the next thing. As I was just mentioning, Canelo is trying to make fights happen, but it's just not panning out. So where does he go next? Does he go to a John Ryder? Does he give Caleb Plant that second opportunity? Because Caleb Plant does have a belt at 165. Caleb Plant was talking about a second opportunity. Now, is potential that fans can be back September? I'm not sure, but there's a potential for that. So Caleb Plant might work. Does he go back and entertain Murata? Because if I'm not mistaken, I think that they can set something up in Japan now for fans. So that may be something that he can entertain going back to fight Murata, because that's a big money fight. The zone get paid both ways. They'll have enough fans to support the Canelo Murata fight. But what's next? What does he do next? That's the question. Canelo is too good for the middleweight division. He could be a Klitschko and dominate for the next 10 years. Well, maybe. Just depends on who comes up. I don't know about the next 10 years. What about Virgil? He's going to be landing there eventually. Virgil could be something for him down the line. You know what I mean? Canelo will be getting older. Virgil's young and fresh. Errol Spence could finally make 160. Thank you, D, about Canelo at catchweight. Speaking about, oh yeah, my man, dog. You know, I keep it 100 here. And listen, this is the man for the cruiserweight light heavyweight division. This man right here, BOP Boxing. So y'all go check him out. If y'all like what y'all hear, hit that subscribe button. Let's get that man to 100. BOP, I haven't been over to your channel. Did you get to 100 yet? We got to get BOP to 100, man. I say Canelo Plant, fuck it. Yeah. That would, I mean, that's an option for him to go there next, Brown on one. I wouldn't mind that fight. I don't think anybody mind that fight. He is a champ at 165, and now he's willing to entertain the fight. Maybe somebody knocked on his head and say, hey, you idiot. You just turned down the biggest opportunity of your life. But that could be something Oscar would have to bite his tongue, because he said that Caleb Plant wouldn't get the opportunity again anytime soon, but he would have to bite his tongue and give him an opportunity. But that's just a place that he could go. Or is Canelo just that good? Canelo's just that good, Cat. I don't even know what the question was, but I'll answer that. Canelo is just that good. Plant should not get a fight with Canelo for being a biatch. Yeah. I feel you. Soccer Training Club, what's up with you, fam? I feel a little better, man. I do, and I appreciate that, bro. I do. Appreciate you coming through also. 85, man. That's $1 million to me. Yeah. 85, that's all right, bro. 15 is right at the cusp, bro. We're going to get you there. 15. Y'all go check him out. I'm telling you, that man got all the info. Cruiserweight, lightweight, light heavyweight. He got all the info you need, and it's good stuff. I do my research, so I've been to his channel, and I, research some of the content he put out. I don't recommend anybody out here until I research them first. If they up there speaking some foolery, then I'm not going to recommend anybody to their channel, more or less be on their channel. I go to his channel, so y'all go check him out, man. help that man get to 100. And if, you know, I'm not pushing anyone. If you like what you hear, I'm pretty sure if you're a boxing fan, you'll like what you hear at BOP. So, dude is the truth. Yeah. Oh, okay. Twerk Squad. Thank you, D. Oh, yeah, no doubt, fam. No doubt. Spence would get killed at one. I said later down the line, Kalua Z. I'm not talking about now. She was saying 10 years he could reign for the next 10 years. So I'm like later down the line, you know what I mean? It was just hypothetically. I don't think Spence beats Canelo either. Spence don't really show that he got what it take to beat Canelo, especially at 160. Not in my opinion. Smoke. See, there you go, BOP. Get this smoke. Appreciate you, Smoke. Appreciate that. Guido, what's up, Guido? What your take on the glove gate situation? Shake my head. Yeah, I'll talk about that in a minute, Guido. Yeah, we'll rap about that in a minute. Right now, I'm on the what do you think, Guido, that since Billy Joe Saunders turned down the Canelo fight, who do you think Canelo should fight next, Guido? Because that's what we on right now. Y'all spoiling me with talking up my channel. Thank you again for all that. Yeah, nah, it's all good, fam. It's all good. It's all good, BOP. You do good work, man. Keep up the good work, bro. Spence is young. He's older than Canelo. No, he's not. He's not that young. No, he's not. And that's why I just said Kaluzi. I don't see Spence beating Canelo even over a matter of time. What I'm saying is just that you got guys coming up. You got Virgil, you got Bruce Ennis. Spence will be moving up, is what I'm saying eventually. We don't know. We got to see what Spence chin look like. And, you know, there's still time for progression. Canelo's getting better every day. Guys, if they fight better competition and they train and treat their bodies better at 29 and 30 years old, it's not too late to improve. Anthony Joshua just proved that. Anthony Joshua was their age, you see? And he just went from one fight with Ruiz at this age and to another fight with Ruiz and totally switched, you know, things, fundamentals he worked on. So it's not too late for these guys to improve, Kaluazi. Let's not act like they're stuck. They're not like a Deontay Wilder that haven't been working on new things or haven't been doing different things. Say what you want to say. Derek James made a valid point. He fought Lamont Peterson, Mikey Garcia, Sean Porter, and Kell Brook in a different way. People will say, well, he had to fight them differently, whatever. He still fought them differently. So, again, it's not like a Wilder that's just this 1-2 punch his whole career and didn't do anything to change. These guys can improve. I'm not saying he will or he won't, but the potential is definitely there for that to take place. We know why still the convo, the glove shit has been debunked so many times. Yeah, man, it's ridiculous. They're just delusional. Now they've moved from the glove gate, but they're still talking about the gloves. It's just about the dent and the dents in the padding, and they're not even sure on that. It's the dents in the padding or metal in the glove. They didn't even know either way. So whatever, man. They're delusional. Canelo was going to fight 5 champs in a row. Now I don't know. Yeah, that's why I think he probably should go back to Plant. But that's the thing. That's why I say when people say, what was he going to do? Well, first would be fight 5 champs in a row. That would be one thing. You know what I mean? If Spence knows he's not at all where the odds have him taking payout for. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I think it would be stupid. Like, if his chin is not good to go fight Canelo, what are you trying to die for money? He knocked out Kovalev. So if his chin proves not to be well, I wouldn't advise him to do that. I don't know. That would be his other fights he could fight for money and cash out than to go risk that one. I think Canelo Alvarez should fight the Japanese fight. I forgot. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Murata, Guido. Oh, you weren't in here. That's what I was saying. Does he go back and entertain the Murata fight in Japan because they've set it up where they could get some fans in there? And then you know, that would be money for the zone. It would be justified because they got to pay Canelo a lot. So that was an idea too, Guido. Murata Plant. I said Murata Plant, or at least give John Ryder a chance because John Ryder arguably got robbed against Callum Smith. So one of those 3 fights. I think that the John Ryder fight will definitely be complained about. You know, the Canelo detractors and haters will scream, cherry pick, duck, or whatever. They'll give Canelo hell over the John Ryder fight. As a fan, I would like to see Ryder get a chance, but I would prefer it be Caleb Plant or Murata. Murata would be justified by the money. Canelo beats him fairly easily. Caleb Plant would probably be the best fight, but who knows, man? Those are my ideas. Speaking Mind Sports Talk. What would be your life? Get him out of there. He don't need to fight anymore, bro. Because see, here's the thing. I don't think that you could put long enough ban on him. Like if you put a 5 or 7 year ban on him, when he comes back after 5 or 7, what the hell is he gonna be? Right? He's not competing anymore. So you might as well just ban him. Ban him from the sport. Like, dude, you got popped in kickboxing. You bought the dirty crap over the boxing. 2 different disciplines. He got popped in both of them. Twice in boxing, once in kickboxing. Enough is enough. And you're blowing $1 million opportunities while fighters out here scrambling for money. You know, nah, man. Get him out of here. Be done with Gerald Miller. Because LDBC can't accept the fact, Dante. Yeah, that's it, bro. That's all it's about. They just can't accept it, man. Yeah, we do got to stop putting the fuel to the fire. But now it's just about the metal in the glove, the dent in the head, and all of that. I don't think they're fussing too much. That idiot ego was still talking about Govgate, but that's been. But even with this whole metal in the glove foolery, like Mauricio Suleiman just came out and did a video, and he explained it. He was there during the rapping, had them putting the gloves on. They had JD's was there. They had people from Wilder's camp. So like even that's debunked. Like it was too much footage, too many people witnessed his gloves and all of that for that to be an issue, man. It's just like Canelo needs an audience. Yeah, he needs an audience depending on what fighter smoke. They don't just need an audience, but they push him for that September date. And they didn't restrict it to audience, but he needs a fighter. He needs a fighter that they don't have to pay that much money for. That's what it is. Yeah, ban him. Yep, that's what I say. Ban him. Get him out of here. If BJS won't fight Canelo, no way he takes Smith fight. Good chance Smith gets replaced. Smith turned down the fight. I was talking about John Ryder, not Callum Smith. Callum Smith turned down the fight, Kaluzi. He had an opportunity. So, it would be tough. He could fight Smith. I mean, it'll be a valid fight. He's a champion. He's 168 champion. That's a valid fight. Should Miller's resume be looked at as I don't know, man. That's a good question. But I will say no, because if he didn't get popped, it had to be some type of testing before, after those fights. And if he didn't get popped in those fights, I never believed in them stripping prior events or anything. Like now with the NFL, the nonsense with Barry Bonds and all of those guys in baseball, like, nah, man, I never believed in that. Once it's done, it's done. It's in the books. But for that particular fight, for any particular fight, if they get caught, yeah, that one should be overturned. Like what happened with Cruz and Jimenez in women's boxing, it was involved in that fight, then I would agree with that. But outside of that, man, let his record stay what it is. I mean, because no telling if he was or wasn't on. We can assume, and probably be a good assumption, that he was on something during those fights, but no way to prove that. So just let him stay. It's too dicey, in my opinion, to bother with it. Shizbit said, I'm sure there was talks about Durrell. Oh, yeah, the Anthony Durrell, Andre, whatever one of those guys. I hope not. I would definitely rather them give John Ryder the opportunity before Durrell. if they have to resort to that shiz biz, because here's a possibility, guys, and I don't really give a shit. I'm just saying it will be complained about, but a possibility is they may have to resort to like a Anthony Durrell or Andre Durrell, whichever one, or John Ryder, because they're low enough caliber opponents where they don't have to pay an arm and a leg, and it doesn't require fans. So that's a possibility. We may get that. We may get that fight. Smith wants $1 billion. That motherfucker, yeah, man. He'd be lucky if he get $2 million. The reason Smith turned down the fight was money issue. Yeah, it's always money. Zone wants to expand the UK Canelo versus UK fighter. That helps. Yeah, but expansion might not be the key until they figure out what's going to go down with these fans and stuff. I think that expansion idea might be on hold right now, Killer Z. Yeah, Go Gadget Go. Nostalgic wave. I used to watch that cartoon every day after school. Margarito versus Cotto was a fight that never reversed though. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's in the books. I don't got no problem with it. I stick with it for the good or the bad. If it's in the books, it's in the books. Fury got robbed, Pacquiao got robbed, but I still count the fights for what they were. It's in the books. Fury got a gift with McDermott, but it's in the books. You know what I mean? Ali got 2 gifts with Kenny Norton, but it's in the books. So it is what it is, man. Atrocities and robberies everywhere. If no champion, Ryder has the edge because of the reason I listed with Smith. Yeah, I would agree. I would agree. If he's not fighting the champion, I think that John Ryder is the perfect opponent. Plus, he's a UK fighter. He's not the biggest name UK fighter, but he's a UK fighter. They could stage that fight over in the UK. I think that would be pretty cool. Yo, D, you watching the fight tonight? For shizzle, my nizzle. Yes, I am. I might even do a little commentary. I don't know. I have to see. But yeah, I'm going to watch the fight tonight. I'm in the prediction league. I already got my picks in. Hey, yo, man, I got to work on a video, too, for the prediction league. Let me put the information in here for any of you guys that want to join the prediction league. We in season 9 right now. So there's only three weeks left, guys. So new season coming up. Y'all get in where you fit in. Fantasy boxing prediction league prediction. Yeah, on Facebook. And then how y'all get in? Just go in there, post your picks. Champ Ross, he will lock you in. He is the guy who runs the prediction league, bro. It's getting lit up in there. I'm telling y'all gotta come check it out, man. This is his email address. He does not mind if I give this out. If y'all don't have a Facebook account, y'all can reach Champ at his email. Just tell him you're interested in the prediction league, and then you can get in that way too. So you got the email, you got the Facebook. Y'all come get in the prediction league. See if y'all can tackle old D Jeff. I'm telling you now, I'm the guy to beat in that league. If you're above me in that league after week 6, then you're doing a damn good job. But I'm the man to beat in that league. Salute, Andre. What's up with you, bro? Appreciate you coming through. Who and who fighting? Well, Sergio, Canelo, and BJS are definitely not fighting. Also did a Speak Your Mind Sports Talk Gloves Up live. Ryan Garcia and Luke Campbell have been ordered to fight, but I say they're not fighting. So I don't know who's fighting, but the question is, Sergio, since BJS stepped down from this Canelo fight, who does Canelo fight next, Sergio? You tell me that, my friend. Who does Canelo fight? Whatever ever happened to Canelo versus... Yeah, that's what I was talking about, Murata. Well, they just chose to go another direction, but this was before all of the shutdown and all of that. So they was trying to get at Callum Smith and, you know, one of those guys, but as we see, none of that panned out. So that's why I was saying maybe he should go back to the Murata idea, Cat. That's what I was thinking. Because, again, it would satisfy. The Zone is already in Japan. And Murata, they will fucking watch him fight. They'll pay the money. They'll go to the stands, whatever. They're going to watch Murata, support him regardless. Even people over there that don't watch boxing, what I read in a few articles, they don't even watch boxing. They support Murata because he's their champion. They still support him. It's like old school boxing in America. People would support the fighters even if they weren't into the fights. They have that culture in Japan for Murata, at least for Murata. You the prediction guru. You need to get in the league, fam. Come show us. Come show us where your skills at. You the prediction guru. The information right there. And you can get in now and just get some practice and see how the league work. You know, these last 3 weeks, anybody could do that. You don't have to wait till the next season starts. It's a 12-week season. So we're in week 9 now. So you don't have to wait until the season starts. Y'all can get in now. For this week, it's too late because we've already had fights on Tuesday, and we got fights tonight. My fights on Tuesday already ended. 4 for 4. That's right. I'm 4 for 4 in those fights. Everyone right. But man, Cejudo ticked me off. I thought he was going to put him away. I picked the 8th round. I thought he was going to put him away, but it went unanimous decision. All the fights I picked is Zach. So, you know, that's what I do. Let's go. What I hear from the UK friends, Ryder has a lot of people following him because he's an underdog. Yeah. Many people felt like he got robbed. UK, America, or wherever they watched that fight. Anybody else watching Good Burger? Keenan and Kale. Oh, man. My daughters used to watch that. I've seen that movie enough. Willie Williams in the building. What's up, my man Willie? Good to see you, fam. Willie Will. It's slotted for December. They tried to set the fight. Yeah. December, yep. December 21st, I think. No, 19th, I think it was. Kaluzi. You're exactly right. December 19th, I think I read that. Yeah. I'm starting to get frustrated with Ryan Garcia. He better accept the Luke Campbell fight. Guido is not happening, fam. And as a matter of fact, Guido, I'll still be on. Take 9 minutes and go watch that. Go watch that video. You'll find out everything you need. It's live about 9 minutes. Go watch it. It ain't happening. I don't think so anyway. AD, should the Zone start tossing more YouTuber fights? Those fights actually need fans, bro. And the Zone hasn't. I think the Zone, I'm wondering if they're going to want to lean to the pay-per-view model at some point, but they haven't announced anything about that yet. But I think that the YouTuber versus YouTuber fights need fans. You build it up. It's a spectacle to begin with, but I think that's something that probably requires fans. It's nothing really interesting about watching two guys that don't really know boxing get in the ring. But a celebrity matchup is all about fans. It's just a celebrity, and they're YouTube celebrities at some point. So I can't really see them doing anything with that until they allow fans to come back. Yeah, that's what's up, Andre. Yeah, the info in there. I think Anthony Durrell, so they can compare Benavidez. Yeah, probably Anthony Durrell. I don't want to see it, Andre or Anthony, bro. I think that fight is just. I'd rather see him getting there with John Ryder than either Durrell. Who do you like in Franco Maloney? First Maloney rematch. Maloney, I think Maloney. No. Let me rephrase that. Franco, because look, I slipped up. I was on the fence with that pick. I missed that pick, but I still did pretty well that week. But I missed that pick. But I said to myself, I said, you know what? Franco probably win because of Robert Garcia. I said, and if you guys watched the fight, I watched the fight, you could hear the corner was the difference. Robert Garcia was giving better instructions. You know what I mean? He was more intense. And the trainers made the difference. And I was thinking of leaning toward Franco because of Robert Garcia. I think he's a phenomenal trainer, one of the best in the business. And I was slatted on that fight. I was like, man, who should I pick? And maybe I should pick. But I thought Maloney would be too strong for the kid, but I was wrong. So I would pick Franco to beat him more impressively in the second fight. You know, the unanimous decision, maybe even stop him on him. I'm not sure, but definitely Franco in that fight. Was it ever proven or any proof of Margarito and the illegal routes to the Cotto fight, or just speculation? I thought it was proven. Did the shit to the glove and the camera? Yeah. The plaster and all of that shit, I thought it was proven, bro. But I'm not sure. I don't know like how the case went or any of that. My dude Ryan wanted $2 million to fight Linares. Well, no, Andre. Let me clear that up. That's not really true. Here's what's happened. Ryan was pissed off because the Linares fight fell through, but Linares got stuck where he was because of the pandemic. It was still restriction on him traveling, so he couldn't make the fight. So, you know, it wasn't a money issue. The guy, Hector Tejada, well, however you say his name, the domestic Mexican fighter, the zone offered Ryan $200 million plus some other perks, which would have been more than his contract minimum. But Ryan Garcia didn't approve of that. He wanted $500. He wanted $500,000 to fight this Hector low-level domestic fighter, Mexican fighter, and it's just not worth it because Ryan, first, you haven't done anything, and this is a guy, this is less than a tune-up. He was a Mexican. Remember when Errol Spence fought Carlos Campbell, which was a domestic fighter? He was undefeated, but he was a domestic fighter. Everybody knew what was going to happen in that fight. This is even more of a spread with Ryan and this Hector Tarahana guy. Like, it's worthless. It's a worthless fight. And Ryan wants $500,000 for that fight with no fans. So that was the whole thing with the Linares situation. He just got stuck. So it wasn't $2 million. I don't think it was an issue with the money. They have fans, a lot of fans. Yeah, they built themselves. Yup. Andre fam, that fight ain't happening. Nope. Ryan's team don't even believe nope. Go watch that video I put up. Reynoso said he's not even ready. Reynoso came out and said he need 2 or 3 fights before even thinking about fighting Devin Haney or Tank. So with that being said, I have to put Luke Campbell. I think that Luke Campbell beats Devin Haney. I think he beats Tank Davis. I do. I'll pick him to win those fights. If they ever fight, Luke Campbell fights one of those guys and Champ Ross in the prediction league, I'm going to pick Luke Campbell. Depending on what I see from these two guys, you know, in the fight between. But at this point, I picked Luke Campbell to beat those guys. But with that being said, we would have to say that Luke Campbell is on the level of a Devin Haney and a Ryan Garcia. And if I see that as a mere spectator of the sport, then I'm pretty sure Eddie Reynoso sees that. That guy knows 10 times more about what goes on in that ring than I do. And so if he doesn't feel comfortable that Ryan Garcia would be able to compete with Devin Haney or Tank Davis, then why would he feel comfortable that Ryan Garcia would compete with a Luke Campbell? Also, Oscar De La Hoya came out when they was talking about the game. He didn't feel comfortable. You could tell in his energy, he didn't feel comfortable about that fight. The only one that's interested in that fight, or presumably interested in that fight, is Ryan Garcia himself, which, I mean, you know, that kid thinks he can beat everyone right now. But again, Ryan, this is, matter of fact, there you go right there. As Ryan said, will get my respect, then shock the world. So this was what he was talking about concerning Luke Campbell. That was July 1st. He just put this up, right? So, but Ryan, no, that's not it. Where is it? Hold on. Oh, here it is, guys. Look. So see, Garcia's trainer says he needs 2 or 3 more fights before facing Devin Haney, Gervonta Davis. So my thing is, if Eddie Reynoso feels this way, then it's safe to say that he ain't ready for no damn Luke Campbell, because Luke Campbell's definitely on the level of Ryan Garcia and the Devin Haney. Those dudes ain't proved anything yet, man. That's just how I look at it. Second fight, they watched it, inspected the glove. Oh, yeah. Soccer Training Club said, I'm a little behind on the facts. Can you please elaborate on what's going on with Billy Jester? All right, well, Billy Joe Saunders, prior to him stepping down, he stepped down from the Canelo fight. He's not taking the fight. But prior to him doing this, he was already talking about contemplating retirement because of the Kinahan situation, the Daniel Kinahan situation, stepping down from MT Global. And then the next thing we know, he's turning down the Canelo fight. So there's no telling what's going on with Billy Joe, if he's really going to step away from boxing or not. But we do know that he's not going to fight Canelo. And basically, we just kind of brainstorming, going over some things like who will Canelo fight next? What will he do next? Just kind of really chopping it up about that. Everybody's going to have to accept that there's going to be deduction because, yeah, for sure. And that's what they need to get the meeting and bring these guys together. Like, look, we cannot pay what we were able to pay you guys before. And if you don't accept that, then go fight in the UFC. Why would Luke fight Ryan when he could just take that open title? He can't. The WBC order would be for those guys to fight as an eliminator for Devin Haney, supposedly Kalua. So he can't just take the title shot with Devin Haney. He has to fight this fight with Luke Campbell to get it. The winner of that gets Tanahara is a problem, DJ. You might, man, hell no. I looked at him on BoxRec and I seen enough, bro. I don't have to. Certain fighters you have to study. Look, you got to realize something too. If it's a domestic level fighter, right? You have to see where from. If it was a domestic level fighter from where Lomachenko and those guys are from, I would contemplate it. If it was a domestic level fighter from Cuba, I would contemplate it. If it was a domestic level fighter from the UK, I would contemplate it. But not many times do these domestic level fighters out of Mexico do too much. Or at the record that guy Tahara has, if he was doing that much, he would have fought at least one or two American opponents. That's how they move those guys. And he ain't fought no American opponent, bro, because he'll get smashed more than likely. But if the amount of fights he has already, he would have fought one or two American opponents, a UK opponent, someone outside of the domestic level, which he hasn't. So he's not even prepared. He's seen nothing outside of the domestic level, bro. He's going to get mashed up. Ryan's too fast and too sharp. Tanahara ain't no kind of problem, and I didn't even bother to do film study. Ryan Garcia would knock the kid out for $200,000. He should have did it. It's an easy night. Donald or Fonseca would beat Tanahara. Ryan didn't get much live experience his last two fights. No, fuck, 2 rounds. What kind of experience you gonna get in 2 rounds? His last 2 fights was literally 2 rounds. He knocked them both out in the first round. He didn't see anything. Only thing he seen was his check left hook works pretty good. That's all the experience he got. So he cheated the first, second time, confused, half busted. Oh, you talking about that. Say what you want, but Luke is very durable, so all talk is about Garcia KO and pure yeah, hell yeah, man. And Tank Davis too, or Cat, because I want to see them fight this guy. That's what I want to see. It's not his fault those went down too fast. Yeah. It ain't his fault. Oh, Willie saluting everybody. Yeah, behind closed doors, man. I know, but he's young and he needs more rounds, Killer Z. Yeah, he does. It's a good question. If he called it on, But would Devin call that on? Would Devin's team want him to call that on? But then again, no, because the fight between that they wouldn't pull that off. He can't override the WBC Kaluzi. That's why that wouldn't work. Because the WBC has ordered the fight with Ryan Garcia. How they would enforce it or whatever, that's neither here or there. But the fact that they've ordered the fight, how can Devin Haney then turn and say, well, I want him as a voluntary? He's going to have to get permission from, you know what I mean? Guido Salute. Margarito. Oh, okay. Y'all talking about that. Margarito. Kaluzi said, I agree. But what do you expect him to do? He can't control others not being able to take a punch. Yeah, facts. Facts. Can't control that. Bro, he's out of Robert Garcia gym. He's Mexican-American. Oh, yeah. So what? He could be out of the gym. Let me see. Let me look him up. I thought I checked him up, and he was only a domestic level fighter. Let me see. I could be wrong. I don't think he has any fights outside of Mexico. It's Hector. Yeah, Hector was his first name. Kanahara, or something like that. Yeah, let me see. I don't know, bro. I thought that he was just let me see. Oh no. I did too much film study. I'm dead wrong about that one. Thanks for the correction. Let me see. UD. Nah, bro. He's still not beating Ryan. His best fight was Roger Gutierrez, I suppose. Which, nah, this kid not beating Ryan, bro. He getting slapped, man. I don't know if he getting slapped, but he has no power either. He's 26% knockout ratio. So he has nothing to deter or worry Ryan Garcia. Further has it. But thanks for the correction though. So, but even still, man, this kid, like, he's fought no one, and his power, he lacks power. He lacks power. He's got 5 knockouts, bro. 26% knockout ratio. This is no danger to Ryan Garcia at all. And if I was to do film study, I'm pretty sure he's probably not faster than Ryan Garcia. Not many fighters are at this point. Not at that weight class. So I don't know. I still say he gets slapped. Slapped. Yeah. I know. I just looked that up. Thanks for the correction, guys. Thanks for the correction. But y'all still talking about that. Chin Smoke. What's up, Chin Smoke? Got Japanese blood too, Tanahara. Oh, yeah? Cool. He still get his ass whooped by Ryan. This dude, man, Ryan Garcia should have took $200K to fight that guy. That's all I know. Hector has changed. Hector has changed if he boxes. Yo, 5. Come on, guys. 5 knockouts. 26% knockout ratio. You gotta have something to deter Ryan Garcia. Yeah, he's 19-0. 19-0. I'm looking at the guys he's fought. I noticed a couple of names on his resume. Decent fighters, but nothing really just stands out to me. And the guys he knocked out were complete newbies, or they had losing records. So it was guys that was just coming through, or they didn't. Like, bro, this dude is not, he's pillow-fisted. At least from what you can, by looking at, he's pillow-fisted, man. What does he offer? And like I said, I haven't seen much from him. I haven't done any film study on him, but just from seeing his resume and his lack of power, He doesn't have anything. He doesn't offer anything to stop Ryan. I also think Ryan knocks him out. Yeah. Ryan puts that kid away. I think Ryan will win, but it will be better than his last two. Okay, so he'll put him away in the third or fourth round. So he'll put him away in the third or fourth round because his last two was the first round, dog. So it ain't hard to do a little better than getting knocked out in the first round. It's also because Margarita, y'all still on that, man. Kalua Z, don't do my boy like that. Yeah, but that don't change the fact I don't think him or Ryan already. Yeah. Well, Reynoso don't, so I agree with Reynoso. If he says Ryan's not ready for Luke Campbell or Devin Haney or Javante Tank Davis, then I say he's not ready for Luke Campbell either. That's what I say. Robotic Raptor in the building. What's up with your fam? Appreciate you coming through, my man. So Fury, is Fury pillow fisted? Didn't he just knock out Wilder? Wilder thought he was pillow fisted too. What do you think, Chin Smoke? Look at that. And Fury got more than 5 knockouts, Chin Smoke. Stop it. Fury's knockout percentage is more than 26. What was it? 26.3. Nah, he's not pillow fisted. I do love Devin. Also keep telling people it's Oscar versus Mayweather too. They will fight each other at 145. 147, you mean? Or 140? Then they're going to build up that fight. I don't know. I think we might see them at 135. It's a possibility. I don't think either. Well, Haney, yeah, I don't know. Maybe at 140, Haney might be moving up not too long. He's kind of big for this weight. Jose Yepes, what's good with you, fam? It's a joke, D. Relax. Oh, okay, I got you. Think Cap, my man, what's good with you, Fury? Drug Wilder, the twerker. Yeah, he drugged him. He had metal bars in his gloves and all of that, you know. Jose, who you think Canelo should fight? Murata, Plant, or what's the dude that lost to Callum Smith? Y'all help me out. Murata, Plant, or John Ryder. Who you think, Jose? Chin Smoke, who you think? Didn't you say you're going to keep saying Fury was trash, just like those race baiters keep saying not to? I don't know what you talk about, man. I was going to keep saying Fury was trash. I don't know what you heard. Fury's my guy, Kalua Z. Fury is my guy. I ain't never said nothing like that, bro. Fury ain't trash. He's number one, my friend. Yeah, that's what they want, to build each other up, fights, and the money. That's why I Tank. Man, that's what Ellaby wants for sure. He was talking that nonsense. Punch Drunk shut him down. Shut him right down. Ellaby kept coming back with that nonsense. Punch Drunk said, look, man, well, that's what you said, but I took a poll on my channel. I think it was like 86% prove Ellaby wrong. Ellaby said the shrug emojis. Like, man, shut him right down. He trying to build it up for sure. That's a fact. I think Wilder is done. I think his only chance of winning, for sure. Work at a strip club. Yeah, I think he's done too, man. I put a video up saying Wilder's finished. Pretty good turnout too. I had like 800 and some views on that damn video on IBFP or IBF after he won. Who are you talking about? Kalua. Plant, I hope he fights Plant. Plant, yep. He should just go back and entertain that fight, Jose. That's what I was saying. I think he should go back and entertain the Plant fight. Or it might have been someone else you said it's a joke. Maybe it was someone else on the podcast. Oh, yeah. Probably someone. Probably somebody else. I'm not sure. But Billy Joe Saunders, man, I think, man, he might be announcing his retirement soon. Because who does he fight, man? Who does he fight? Does he go try to challenge one of the other champions, Billy Joe Saunders versus Benavidez, maybe? Jose Benavidez versus Billy Joe Saunders. Jose Benavidez versus Caleb Plant, maybe. Or Demetrius Andre come out to 168 and actually make that fight happen. I don't know. But y'all think about that. Nah, Punch. Yeah, Punch be going in, dog. I be on this Twitter, man. Punch be going in. Yeah, Plant, I would like to see him take L's versus Canelo. Yeah, I think Canelo wins that fight for sure. That would be a good fight. Another champ. First belt. He'll get that belt at 165, official belt. 168. Well, PBC doesn't like fighting outside. Yeah, man. I think a lot of that shit's gonna stop, Jose. Times are hard right now. They gotta make these fights happen. Oh shit. I just got a deposit. Deposits are always good. I just got a bank deposit. All right. Do you have any links that have absolute proof, Margaret? Oh my gosh, she's still on that, man. Smith is going to one. Oh, Callum Smith? Where you get that from, Jose? Drop a link. If Smith goes to 168, 175. All right, guys, check this out. Drop a link, Jose. Don't be saying no dumb shit. You don't have no links. Drop a link. So check this out. If Jose is right, let me see. Jose, you might be trolling, bro. Callum Smith going to 175. Jose trolling. Let me see. Oh. Might be some truth to that, Jose. Jose Yepes. Oh, yeah, he did say that. He said, I think the move to 175. All right, Jose. All right, Jose. Jose's in here dropping gems. Okay, so, all right, so good. If Callum Smith relinquishes his belt, moves to 175, John Ryder versus Canelo Alvarez for the vacant title. What do y'all think? If John Ryder, it's kind of a bum deal for John Ryder because now he got to fight Canelo, but at least he gets a title shot. He gets to fight Canelo. What y'all think about that? Because Jose was right. Callum Smith is talking about moving to 175. I don't think he does well. Bivol better be going to beat the shit out of Callum Smith. I wonder if he could even beat Kovalev, to tell you the truth. Alida Alvarez, I think, beats him. Joe Smith, I think, beats Callum Smith. I don't think he does well at 175. But that's just my opinion. I'm wondering, Canelo really can anyone really beat Canelo at this point? I don't think so, man. I really don't think so, Kalu. More likely it's going to be Murata or Deverenchenko. I don't know if it's going to be Deverenchenko because coincidentally, guys, Jamal Charlo may be getting in there with Deverenchenko. And I'm pretty sure that Deverenchenko wouldn't turn that down. And I don't think that they're going in Deverenchenko. Deverenchenko's doesn't serve any purpose for Canelo. Deverenchenko's a tough fighter at 160, but he serves purpose for all the fighters. What does Canelo got to fight Deverenchenko for? To prove he's tough? He's been fighting champions. Last four fights was champions. You don't have to fight. Deverenchenko serves no purpose at all for Canelo. He's not going to beat Canelo. It'll just be a tough fight for no reason, in my opinion. for Canelo. So I would X Deverenchenko off. Murata definitely served a purpose because of the money. We talked about that. So yeah, but Deverenchenko, nah, that fight. Fabrizio, what's up, Fabrizio? Yeah, Raider, why you bugging on that Margarito stuff, man? Cut that out, man. If Smith goes up to 175, good chance Canelo gets to fight for that vacant belt. Yeah, that's what I was saying, Canelo versus Ryder for the vacant title. Which Canelo will get plenty of heat for that because he's beating up John Ryder for the title. So yet that would be another title that Canelo won, questionably. We'll have to admit that, and I wouldn't really debate that. That would actually be the case. He won that title that way, but it is what it is, Then BJS retires 2 vacant belts. BJS, man, I don't know. Canelo fight for unification versus Ryder. Yeah. Yeah, well, what? It wouldn't be for unification. Just be for 1 belt. Haters are going to be mad if Canelo fights for a vacant belt. Yeah, they will, Jose. They'll have a problem with it. But, I mean, what would be expected for Canelo to do? See, that's the thing. Like, yeah, motherfuckers would be mad. But, again, he tried to fight Plant. No cigar. He tried to fight GGG. No cigar. He tried to fight Plant and GGG in succession. No cigar. Right? That's first. Let's put that out there. He tried to fight those guys in succession. He was going to fight one, then fight the other. Back to back. Couldn't make that happen. Charlo punk ass did not take the offer. Couldn't make that happen. Callum Smith did not take the offer. Could not make that happen. So what is Canelo supposed to do at this point? Why wouldn't he go try to fight for a vacant title? None of those idiots wanted to fight him. So why wouldn't he go fight for a vacant title? Like, of course people are going to complain. They're going to complain about whatever Canelo does. It doesn't matter what he does. They're going to complain. Anything he does. So why wouldn't he go fight for a title? BJS and Smith belts. No way those alphabets pass up Canelo payday. No, sir. No, sir. They jump all over that. They would jump all over that fight quick, fast, Kaluzi. Jump all over that. What's the possibility of us seeing Charlo versus Deverenchenko? I don't know. The possibility all lies within Charlo's court. That's all I'll say about that. Now, they've been talking about it, but Charlo talked about Andre fight, turned it down. Talked about Canelo forever, turned it down. So now his camp is talking about Deverenchenko. Don't know. One thing I'm pretty sure of is the Deverenchenko side ain't going to turn it down. Pretty sure of that. So the potential of the fight, to me, is really based on the Charlo camp, Robotic Raptor, which, again, they're the one who talked about it. So hopefully it will manifest. We shall see. After Trout, Lara, GGG, Jacobs, Kovalev, they still gonna try to put down Canelo, and they will until he retires. It's just what happens, bro. They're gonna continue to try to put him down. CBD oil, man. Everybody talking about Ryan Garcia versus Luke Campbell. That's why my phone went off. Yeah, Raider, cut it out, man. Go do your research. Margarito cheated, man. Good analysis, bro. Thanks, Robotic. Appreciate you, fam. Go do your research, Raider. Wait, if BJS retires, do they just hand the WBO 168 champion to him? Because no, they ain't gonna hand that to nobody. They're gonna make money off of that belt. And a fight. They're gonna make money two ways. They're gonna make money on the fight, and then they're gonna sanction the guy who won the belt for whatever fight he is next. They're gonna get maximum dollar off of that Z. Boxing has been on a standstill. Trust and believe whatever they do with that belt, they're gonna maximize their dollar and just giving it off to someone that is they're gonna make somebody fight for that. Presumably Canelo Alvarez. Lara won that fight. I don't care what anyone says. With Canelo, arguably so, Cap. A lot of people feel like Lara won that fight. I personally think Canelo won the fight. But it was a good fight. Lara put up a good fight. Like, I can see why people say that he won the fight. I think Canelo won that fight 7-5, but you get that with close fights like that. Lara was putting work on him. I will say that. He won 5 rounds for sure of that fight. No arguments here. What rounds do you have him win? I will have to go back and look at it. I know my scorecard was 7-5, but I don't remember the fight off the back. I watched too many fights, Z. I do a lot of film work and shit like that. I can't even remember exactly, to tell you the truth, fam. I just see it on Box Rec that Canelo beat Lara. Yeah. What's your point? Motherfucker, you gonna see he beat everybody except the name Floyd Mayweather. So you needed to go to Box Rec for that. You crazy, Jose. He said, unless my research is wrong. Jose, stop trolling. Darkwing said, I think, all right, Dark Knight, he's not in there, but he just sent me I think we'll get this fight. Oh, man. He said he think we'll get the fight because the money will be 70-30. Hell no. Let me tell y'all something. No, we will not get this fight. And in reference, guys, he was talking about the Ryan Garcia fight. So he just sent me we will not get this fight at 70-30 in favor of Ryan. First and foremost, that is complete bullshit. Ryan has not done a damn thing. Luke Campbell, although he lost, fought in a fight with Lomachenko. Luke Campbell has a 10 times better resume than Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia is not getting no 70-30 split. If that's a demand, then we definitely don't get that fight. Dark Knight, when you watch this playback, no sir, no cigar, not at a 70-30 split. That is something that will definitely prevent this fight from happening. Luke Campbell's camp will not accept a 70-30 split. No way, no day. He's worth more than that. He's worth every bit of what Ryan is in this fight or more, in my opinion. Jose, what's up with you, fam? Jose Yepes, what's up? Oh, I guess Jose, he on the road again. Jose Yepes is on the road again. Jose is a truck driver, guys. He be going in and out sometimes. Same as D. I'm gonna have to go rewatch. Yeah. Fuck that, bro. All the fights we watch, you ask Mark, he might tell you. He know the round and everything. You good, Jose?
Oh yeah, I think I'm right here doing some stuff, so I might have to skip a bit. All right, take your time, D. It's your show. You can do whatever you want, D. What are you guys talking about?
Canelo fight? Package. So
remember to sanitize before you touch it.
What you say? Did you say sanitize it before I touch it?
Sanitize it before you touch it.
Oh man, please. No worries. But anyway, so what was you saying, Jose? I ran to get my package right quick. I think you're also running shoes. Oh, okay. Yes, sir. I need to go running again too. All right. So let me see what y'all talking about. Oh man, I'm not fussing with you on that, Raider. Cat Showbiz also thought he had Lara winning. Teller rewatched and he gave it to Canelo 7-5, even though he gave both toss-up rounds to Lara. Yeah, I gave it to Canelo 7-5. I couldn't tell you exactly which round. I did have a toss-up round in there though. That's why I always accepted the argument, you know, because I felt like with that swing round, it could have been called a draw. And when people were upset, I never really fussed about that fight. But I had Canelo 7-5 because I gave him the swing round. Could have been biased. Maybe I'll have to go back and watch it. But I gave Canelo the swing round. I do believe, I do remember, I think that was round 8. But I gave Canelo the swing round and 7-5. So close fight. Lara,
You know something about that fight, 2D? If I could say something real quick.
Go ahead.
That fight, Lara was winning at the beginning rounds, but like most Cubans and how they have their school, how they're brought up in the amateurs, they don't really throw a lot of punches. They throw 1-2 run, 1-2 run, and I felt like in the last rounds, Lara was just running. He really didn't do anything to Canelo. If he would have continued boxing like he was the first couple of rounds, he might have beat Canelo. But I feel like the last rounds, the last half of the fight, he wasn't really doing anything. He was just playing defense, like doing a pop shot here, pop shot there. It kind of reminded me of the Oscar de la Hoya versus Trinidad, where at the beginning of the fight, Oscar was beating Trinidad pretty good. He was giving him a boxing lesson. But then toward the later rounds, Trinidad was the aggressor, and it looked like Trinidad was winning. Also with Canelo, it looked like Canelo, he was going forward at one point of the fight. Lara was in one corner, and within a flash, blinking of eye, he was all the way in the other corner, and Canelo was literally trying to run after him, and that looks bad in front of the judges. You know, it looks like the other guy is being the more aggressive puncher, and with the whole crowd, that plays into the scoring and into the fight of who we think wins or loses the fight, and
Yeah.
when it's a close fight between somebody winning or losing, especially in a sport like boxing, where everybody has different ways of judging the fights.
Facts. I mean, I ain't well said. Khalil Z, I agree. All right, guys, I gotta go running. It's my new running shoes. It just came in the mail. I gotta get my ass up and run.
Some Yeezys.
Nah, Pumas, man. I wouldn't dare pay that. Well, yeah, I wouldn't pay that much money for no Yeezys. I appreciate you playing hurt. Nah, man, I don't play hurt, man. I hate being down like this, to tell you the true smoke. I'm a go getter, man. I wish I could be. I was getting ready to start a commercial painting business, so I was out in construction every day, and just being down like this is no good for me. So Canelo won that Lara fight. Lara stopped fighting. Yeah, Canelo won. I think so too.
That's what I'm saying. He stopped fighting. I mean, that's what I think.
Yeah, what's up, Mark? What's up, my man? Yeah, come up here and talk about it with me right quick, Mark.
Well,
I think
AD, where you got that from? Billy Joy retiring? Why? What happened?
huh?
Why is Billy Joe retiring? I didn't hear that one.
Billy Joe said that he was contemplating retirement because Daniel Kinahan stepped down from MTK Global. So Billy was saying that he was talking about potentially retiring. This I heard it from Billy. That's where I heard it from. You ain't hear about that, Jose? Huh? You there, Jose? You lost connection again? All right, well, Jose's mic. I'll put the link in there. Maybe he should retire, because what does he do next? Who does he fight next? Where does he go from here? Don't do that. He was jabbing that sentiment. Jose is a huge Canelo fan.
No, I'm not a huge Canelo fan. I'm not a. He's not my favorite fighter at all.
Surprise, surprise. I do declare.
I was a Chavez fan growing up, Chavez Jr., but we all know what happened. So after that, I kind of had to go through another route. Before when it was Chavez,
who's your guy right now, Jose?
I was Team Chavez all the way, especially when he fought that guy from Argentina. What's his name? Sergio Martinez.
Right.
He showed a lot of heart in that fight. Chavez Jr. did, but then his career went sideways. We all know what happened.
All right, Jose. Here you go. There you go, right here. You see that? Huh?
Oh, okay.
You see there? Not my words, Jose. That's Billy Joe Saunders' words himself. You know, and it had to do a lot with the. Let's scroll down the article right quick. Okay, Billy Joe Saunders has dropped a big hint on social media that he's retiring from boxing. The former two-time division champion Saunders, 29, 0-14 knockouts, posted on the Twitter account a message in which he thanked the sport of boxing for helping him, and then he posted his 29-0 record along with a hand signal that suggested he's retiring. Saunders hasn't fought since last November, and he has just missed out on a massive payday against Canelo Alvarez due to the pandemic. Although the fight was never made official, they were expected to battle on May 2nd. We'll have to wait and see before 30-year-old Saunders about his possible retirement. Saunders could surprise the fans by saying he wasn't serious. With the way that Saunders worded his retirement hint, it doesn't sound like a person that is serious about wanting to hang up the gloves with that money. Yeah, well, see, okay, so this is what they said about it.
Weird.
Another article that I read on that too, Jose. He was talking about the Kinahan situation since he stepped down from boxing. He was contemplating retirement. It was a couple of articles talking about that. What's up, Mark?
Yo, what's up? What's going on?
Yeah, man. Just what do you think, Canelo? Who do you think look like a good fight? I said Murata, Caleb. Go back to the Caleb Plant situation, or if Callum Smith really does go up to 175. Say he vacates that belt, and they give John Ryder a chance at Canelo for the vacant title.
I mean, as weird as this may sound, I don't really give a fuck who Canelo fights next. No, I'm being honest. I don't really care who he fights next because at the end of the day, it don't matter who he fights next. Pretty much, the main reason for it is because I wouldn't be surprised if it's not one of the greatest fighters on the planet. Just because of the pandemic situation. So I think his next big fight won't be till next year, probably late. His next big fight. But all fights with Canelo are big. It doesn't matter who he fights, really. It's going to be a big attraction one way or another. I'd love to see him actually fight against Callum Smith.
Yeah.
I'd love to see him fight him, but that's not going to happen.
No, Callum turned it down already, and Callum's talking about he's too small. Too big for 68. So
yeah, John Ryder, yeah, sure. Give John a chance. He'll take the fight. Give him the chance. He did well against Callum. Probably deserved the victory. Murata, that might be the only time you might see Canelo fight outside of the United States, because Murata has a massive draw down there in Japan. That's a huge fight down in Japan. So that might be interesting. Murata in Japan, Murata in the States. That'd be a mega event. I think that deserves an audience though in terms of the money that they'd be able to make off the audience at the gate. So I don't see that. So I don't really know who he's going to fight, and I'm not really too bothered. I'd love, in a perfect world, to see him fight Bivol at 175. They're both on the zone. I'd also like to see him fight a champion at 160. Canelo's options are so vast; he can fight anybody really. But a lot of guys don't seem to be interested in fighting him right now. Seem to be pulling out. Caleb Plant was like, "No, I need all this amount of time." Blah blah blah. Okay. Then you have Billy Joe saying, "I'll fight him," and now he's like, "I'm not going to be your plaything because of the money situation," which is ridiculous. Then Callum Smith's pulled out as well. I mean, I'm kind of getting the feeling that nobody actually wants to fight Canelo. Like, nobody wants to fight him, which is kind of ridiculous. Surely, if you're getting a career high payday, and you're fighting a guy who's rated consensusly top 3 and in a lot of people's eyes #1 pound for pound on the planet right now, a future guaranteed Hall of Fame fighter, you should be taking that all day long. That's a career high payday. So for me, it's kind of, I don't really know, and I just don't really give a fuck who he fights because I think he beats all of them, all those guys. I really do. I don't see any of them being able to beat him on points. I'm not even putting it down to corruption. I'm putting it down to the fact I don't think any of them are actually better than him. I think he's a better boxer than all of them. I think he's actually better than Caleb, Billy Joe, Callum Smith. You need to be very good to be able to outbox this guy. You need to be the only guy I've ever seen, in my opinion, actually beat him other than Floyd. For me, definitely was Triple G in the first fight. He's the only person I've seen, for me, definitely beat him. Everyone else who came close, like Lara, like Trout, he had a good fight against him, they didn't do enough for me to win the fights. So you need to be a very, very good fighter to beat that guy on points, because you need, if you want to put politics in there, you really need to win 9 rounds. You really do. But if you don't want to put it, he's also very effective with power shots. Do you get what I mean, D? So, like, you could outpunch Canelo in a round, but he'll land 4 or 5 telling shots that can sway the judges, like to the body, upstairs, that get people going, Jesus, that's effective punching.
Yeah. Especially now with no fans in there, you're going to hear that shit like, Paca, Paca.
Oh, fuck yeah. You're
going to hear the full weight of those punches. Like, that's just going to sway the judges for sure, man.
So I'll be happy with pretty much anybody who's like a top 10 in any division, like 160 through 175. Like if he go, bro, I wouldn't even be disappointed if Canelo's next fight was fucking what's his face, Joe Smith. I wouldn't be disappointed. Joe Smith at 175. I wouldn't be disappointed in him. Or if he fought Zordo at 168 or 175, I think that'd be an interesting fight too. There's a lot of fights that I could see Canelo hypothetically taking that I wouldn't be disappointed in him for taking. At this stage, like, he needs an opponent. There's no stadium. Like, they have to pay. You have to get paid when you fight Canelo. That's the hard part, because there's no fans, so the fighters need to get paid, because ain't nobody gonna step in there with Canelo for anything less than $3 million. Ain't nobody, because there's no point doing it. Unless
I think that's the part of the problem.
Yeah, unless
these guys are trying to suck money out of the issue.
Unless you have 100% faith in yourself and your beliefs, and you think you could actually beat him, there's no point in taking it for anything less than a career high payday. There isn't, because let's be real, it's kind of stupid to take him on for no money.
I think you got to knock him out.
I do too, to be honest with you. I think you can beat him on points legitimately as well with the judges. I think you can. I just think you need to be damn near perfect. I really do. Like Floyd, for example, was damn near perfect. That's one of the most beautiful ways of boxing you'll ever watch in your entire life, was Floyd versus Canelo. And Canelo still got a draw on the judges' scorecard. Still.
Yeah. Well, come on, man. Bird was paid.
Yeah, I know. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. Who would I like to see him fight? Absolutely fucking anybody.
Yeah.
Throw him in there with anybody at this stage. Like John Ryder, I'm cool with it. If Callum Smith will take the fight, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with anybody. Benavidez, Caleb Plant. I'm cool with all these guys. Hey, the Revianchenko rematch with Danny Jacobs. Why not?
These are all good fighters. Jamal Charlo, Andrade, Bivol, Joe Smith. If Alida because Joe Smith's looking for an opponent right now. Alida Alvarez is injured. That's a fight at 175 right there. A big puncher who retired B-Hop.
Now, I think he needs to stay away from 175.
Well, still, hey, D, what's the one thing that all of us boxing fans say? You need to do what to beat Canelo? Knock him out.
True that.
That'll excite fans because Joe Smith hits hard. Whether he can land on him, but he hits hard.
If he goes to 175, right? Wouldn't it be better? What's up, Champ Ross? What's up, Jay Cooley? What's up, fellas? Wouldn't it be better for him to just take Bivol or better BM? If he's gonna do 175, wouldn't that be the better?
Hey, I was going through everybody, right? Like I was going through. He can't fight Beterbiev next because Beterbiev's next fight has to be his mandatory and Fan Long Man.
Right.
Has to be. So I even said when you stepped away, I'd be dead. I'd love to see him fight Bivol. That's the perfect fight for me. That's the best fight in this scenario. You versus Bivol. That's perfect. That's the best available opponent. Bivol's available, but that won't happen. You know what I mean?
That sounds about right. My bad, Mark. That sounds about right, Kalua Z, if I can remember it. Mark, do you remember scoring the fight Canelo Lara? Because we was talking about that. I said I would have to go back, and I mentioned your name. I said I could ask Mark because he remembers rounds and stuff a lot better than I do. But I said that round 8, I thought it was that swing round in that Canelo Lara fight. But
there was a few swings.
Yeah, that's what I said too. But I remember 8. I remember round 8. I don't know if you remember it or not.
I don't remember it being a standout swing round. I remember, I think it was a tight one, not completely. Like, I think that was a round you probably could have given to Lara.
Okay.
If I remember correctly, I'm not too sure because when you start going back to 2014, 2015 of a 12-round fight, exact rounds, that's gonna be hard for me to remember unless it's like sticks out. Unless it sticks out. I remember round 9. Round 9 was an interesting round.
Who'd you give that to?
The fight or round 9?
Round 9.
I think I gave it to Canelo.
Oh, okay. Because Kalua got his card. That's his card up there on that fight. Those were Canelo rounds for him.
2, 4, 6, 7, 9, 11, and 12. So he gave it 7 rounds to 5.
Yeah, I did too. And I was telling him I couldn't remember the exact rounds, but I had one swing round, which I gave to Canelo to make it 7-5. So that's why I never argued when people was like, Lara won the fight. I was like, I don't know. It was a close fight.
All I know is I had it 6-5 and 1 even. That's how close it was to me, and that was to Canelo. That's how close it was. Canelo literally just scraped that shit on my card.
Basically, it's like I had it, like 6-5 and then a swing round. It's just I gave it to Canelo, so you had it 6-5 and 1 even. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
we seen that fight close to like exactly the same. That's why I never had an argument with people when they say that Lara won it. Just like whatever, man. The judges said Canelo won it.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, but to me, that fight was very close. I don't mind if someone says Lara won that shit 7-5, 8-4. I don't mind if someone says Canelo won it 7-5, 8-4. Because for me, I pretty much had it a draw. Because I had it 6-5 and 1 even, and I gave I gave an even round. I could have put that to either Canelo 7-5 or a draw.
Facts. I mean, same way I seen it. So, I mean, you get those fights like that. Kalua says, no way Canelo fights Murata. No, it would be pointless. I agree with that 100%. No way he fights him in the U.S. It's a pointless fight. The fight would be for him to fight him in Japan because the zone's there. Murata has a massive fan base. They just watch him, period. Just when he competes, they watch him. So the whole purpose of that fight would be for it to happen in Japan. I agree with that. It don't happen in the U.S. What you think, Mark? You agree with that? I agree with that.
Yeah, man, that definitely should be over in Japan, obviously. Like, Well, Canelo probably still be the A side. That's the funny thing. Going
He's
to
the A
another
side
fight.
wherever the fuck he goes.
Although I don't know, man, because Murata is such a actually, to be fair, if Japanese pricing was the exact same as America, Murata'd be the biggest star in boxing right now because that dude's viewing figures, bro,
Right.
off the fucking chain, bro. 18 million people watching dude live, bro. 18 million people watching dude live
Yeah,
against anyone.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't know, man. It's still Canelo. And I don't like if you think about it, Canelo's A side by default, right? And this is why I say that. They gotta shell him out 35 million. So even if you don't have to call shots or nothing, he's like A side by default because there's no fucking way in hell they giving Murata 35 million. So you gotta say Canelo A side by default. He gonna get 35 million. You know what I mean? Like they're not paying. I don't care how many fans he draws. They're not.
When I say A side, I'm not talking money though. I'm talking.
Yeah, I know. Power.
This is the one fight. This is the one fight where he could hypothetically lose on points.
Yeah.
And if it's in Japan, if Murata makes a distance and he hangs in there each round, I wouldn't be surprised if some shady happened. Because, yeah, Brad, I might as well just go ahead and say it. We all know. When you were fighting Canelo in the States, yo, he's got fucking cartel ties. When you were fighting against fucking Tyson Fury, he's got fucking cartel ties, yeah? Ryota Murata's got Yakuza ties.
What happened to Fury's cartel ties with Wilder?
Huh?
What happened to Fury's cartel ties with Wilder?
He didn't have them then.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure it didn't because he got the sham in that fight.
Oh yeah,
they screwed Fury.
When I say cartel ties for Torty, I'm not talking just Kinahan. I'm talking Bob. Bob is like in boxing. He's like a cartel all to himself in boxing itself. That's what he's like. That motherfucker has clout. He has clout with judges, with promoters, with sanctioning bodies. You know that's like, you know the way Jay Prince in the street cred. When Bob speaks, other people listen because he can pull shit away. Same thing.
Exactly. That's for sure.
Nah, for me, I don't really. Is it bad that I don't give a fuck who Canelo fights because I'm gonna watch it anyway and I'm expecting him to win? Yeah,
it's like I'm the same way, really. Though I don't care. It's like it's only the fans. The only thing I love the fact that they're gonna cry and whine because it just gives me content to create. You know what I mean? That's it.
Look, the more people complain and cry, if Canelo ends up fighting against somebody who they're not wanting him to fight against, to me it's like, what the fuck ever, fam. Yo, the guy you wanted him to fight rejected the man. If you wanted him to fight Billy Joe, he said no. You wanted him to fight Callum Smith, he said no. I mean, it is what it is.
That's right, champ. I was already pushing it before you came in here, dog. We gotta get the league up. We gotta get it up. Like Johnny Boy said, let's get it up. What's up, LFA?
What's going on, man? Good afternoon to Mark and to D. Jefferson, man.
Yeah, what's up with you, bro? So what you think? Who should Canelo fight next now that Billy Joe Saunders done stepped down, LFA?
I think Canelo should fight a tune-up, man. He deserves a tune-up. He's been taking tough fight after tough fight. These guys are all pricing themselves out, man. They all want 10 million. They all want 15 million, which is not gonna happen in this time and era, bro. Especially with the COVID-19. So I think he should fight a tune-up. Anthony Terrell, Willie Monroe.
What about John Ryder?
Chavez Jr. Part 2. I wouldn't mind seeing. I wouldn't mind seeing that again, bro.
What about Ryder?
That's a good fight. That's a good fight. But Ryder's in the UK. I don't think it would happen.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm not believing too much in the travel ban. I'm seeing fighters from all over getting themselves into the States up on Twitter, man. Lots of fighters are actually in the States now who were previously in other countries. Back to Bullies only after getting in there.
Nobody knows how the fuck he got into the States, but he's there.
Well, the Taliban is from the other country.
Yeah, but isn't the UK an epidemic center of the COVID-19?
Well, if you're from the UK, all you need to do is go to Ireland. Go from Ireland to Canada, and from Canada to the States.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man. I wouldn't mind riding.
Coming into the States, the only requirement is a 14-day quarantine. And after you cleared, you good. So that's all you need to come into the U.S. is 14 days. So
Yeah, man, but I'm excited for July 24th. That's when officially boxing comes back. Virgil Ortiz, Oak Cliff,
All right,
stand
Jorge.
up. Oak Cliff, stand up, man. We're gonna knock out this dude, Samuel Vargas, bro. And we want that strap, bro.
I just read an article about this pastor in Oak Cliff. I think you might have heard about it. Big pastor. He was well known, had a real big church in Oak Cliff. You know what that pastor was doing, Jose?
Bro, don't believe everything you see on the news, man.
No. He's been convicted. He's been charged, convicted. What was he doing in Oak Cliff?
Bro,
That's how
don't believe everything don't believe everything you see on the news, bro.
No, son. First off, let me tell you something. I didn't see this report on the news. That's first and foremost. I saw this report on one of the channels that my wife follows, and it's a valid source. This guy's always spot on. Now, you know about it. That's why you already defending it. Let me find out that's what go on in Oak Cliff. They chasing
Nah, bro. I ain't defending anything.
Oak Cliff.
All I'm saying, bro, Oak Cliff, bro, it's full of degenerates and it's full of psychopaths, man. But that's why we need Jesus Christ in our life, bro, to change us.
He was the representative of Jesus Christ.
Nah, bro, I'm talking about the real Jesus Christ, bro. Like, there's a lot of wolf in sheep's clothing, bro.
I mean, Hefe, why don't you tell the people what I'm talking about?
Yeah, what's going on? Because that stuff, like the way D's talking, like is a bit subliminal. It's kind of weird. El Hefe, what's going on?
Yeah,
I don't like to talk about those things. I like to talk about the good things in my hood and boxing, bro. I try to keep that other shit to the other people.
If I might, Mark. So, it's this bishop / pastor in Oak Cliff that was molesting young men and men of his church that were vulnerable. And he got caught in a parking lot by a police officer getting the head and on a female. Then guys start coming out about him. Now, this is a leader in the Oak Cliff community. This how they getting down over there, Oak Cliff.
Nah, bro, we ain't getting down like that, bro. Don't put that on the city, bro.
I mean, I'm not one to rate a city or a town or a place based off of one or two people, man.
Yeah. No, I'm just picking what happened. Oh, that's close to home.
That's probably pretty sad for the people around there to know that something like that was happening to their friends or their families. You know what I mean? It's probably.
Hey, yo, Brown. Can I respond to Brown?
AA Boxing and Blunt said Ryder will fight for $50K in a crate of Carlsberg.
He would, bro. He would.
Yeah, man. D. Jefferson, can I respond to Brown? Brown gone one.
What you say?
There's a misconception on that, bro.
What are you talking about? He said, I asked her if he still hates his own skin. No, hold on. Brown gone one. Well, he's just joking, you see the laughing face, but yeah, you can respond to it. He said, ask you.
Yeah, man. It's because Punch Drunk Boxing. My bad, bro, for saying this channel. If you don't want me to promote it, but he's been promoting this. He's been promoting this narrative that supposedly I hate Mexicans because, I came at one of his boys for coming at me. You know what I'm saying? So he sees it in that way, and now he's promoting that that I said this and I said that and I hang out with these certain people, bro, when it's not true, man.
You
It's
are,
fake news, bro.
right?
Yeah, man, for sure.
Yeah. No, that's just nonsense, man. I don't have faith on hate his own people. I don't know what happened at Punch Drunk, but I don't put that in that have faith. This motherfucker's biased for Mexican fighters and shit, bro. How the hell does that make sense? Like, he's literally biased for Mexican fighters, so how the hell would he hate Mexicans at the same time? No, I don't buy that one.
If anything, I'm getting more of a like I'm starting to dislike Italians real bad, bro. But that's just me.
Yeah, whatever, man. Don't start that shit. I don't care who any of the top guys fight next. Yeah, me either. As long as they fight. Yo, El Jefe has his own people. He's told me that he needs to go back to Mexico. Oh, yeah, man. Y'all leave El Jefe alone. That's Guido.
Yo,
Nah,
on the
can I respond to that, bro?
Nah. Leave that shit alone, El Jefe. Go ahead, Mark, real quick. I'm not gonna put no more comments up about you, El Jefe. Go ahead,
No.
Mark.
when it comes to Canelo, if he's not going to fight if he can't fight a world champion next, for me, if it's at 168, the fight I'd like to see the most would honestly be John Ryder. And if he were to fight at middleweight, I'd love to see him fight the Derevianchenko. That's it. Do you know what? Another guy who threw his name in, Billy Joe, pulled out former opponent of Billy Joe, and that fight was a lot closer than people think. Chris Eubank.
Yeah.
I'll be cool with any of those guys.
What do you think about Charlo Derevianchenko? Do you think that fight manifests? My baby.
I would love to see that fight manifest because that would be a real proving ground for Charlo. Because I actually think Charlo can fight. I really do. I think he gets a lot of criticism due to his opponents, but he does actually have a good skill level. He's got a hell of a jab on him. Very good jab. If he can time and stay busy enough, I think he could beat Derevianchenko, but it'd be a hard fight for him. And it'd be a very hard fight for him, and it's one that he could potentially lose. And I'm all about seeing guys take fights that they could actually lose. You know what I mean?
Bro, that is exactly, listen, well said. You know why? Because that's the exact same fucking thing I said before you jumped on here, bro. So we right here, dog. We right here with that. I heard that exact same shit, bro. Like, that's what it's about in boxing. You don't want to continue to fight somebody you know he's going to beat up. You want him to challenge yourself. Like, if you can, that's what makes the fights exciting. If he can lose, if there's a possibility of him losing.
Like, look, for me, either Derevianchenko or Eubank for Charlo would be very good next. I don't want to see him fighting another junior middleweight at 160. I really don't.
Right.
So
I say, Brown Law once said he was just joking, and he reaffirmed that. So,
okay, man, appreciate that. Brown gone one, bro. I just want to put out this message, man. Just because you criticize something of the culture, bro, doesn't mean you're against it, man. That's what I'm saying, bro.
Have you been in my
they start calling you a sellout and stuff, bro. It's crazy, man.
Listen, don't listen to none of that. Have you been to my Power of the Mind? Have you heard the way that I talk about black people? What they gonna
I was on there, bro. They were cooking. They're on you, bro.
No. Ask Cat. Matter of fact, Cat in here. Cat came in here and lit me a flame the way I was talking. Don't worry about it, El Jefe. It happens, bro. It happens.
Yeah, I got no beef, bro. I got no beef. Chopsticks, man. I just solved the beef, bro. I got no beef.
Franchise number 10.
Yep.
Well, Devin Haney 3 interim. Campbell versus Garcia 4 diamond belt. Linares versus Ron.
yeah, that's legit, by the way. That's the belts that are all being up there, right? So the WBC turned into the WBA because they've got like the gold, the interim, the regular, and the world. You know what I mean?
That's right, Cat. Charlo versus Eubank would be in it. Yeah, but that fight withered away. They were supposed to. I would have liked it. I liked the fight. I was giving Jamal Charlo props for finally stepping up, but it didn't happen.
Look, at the end of the day, let's just put it like this: if Charlo were to fight against the Derevianchenko next, and Eubank fought Canelo next, we'd all be happy. We'd all be fine. We'd all be fine.
No problem.
No, we wouldn't really complain. I can't see many people being like, "You should have fought this guy or this guy." Well, they will do that.
Boxing fans always do that.
Right.
Always. Like, for example, let's say Canelo fought Derevianchenko next. Let's say that's his next fight. You'll have people saying, well, if he's going to fight a middleweight, you should have fought Andrade. You know?
Right.
If he fights against John Ryder at 168, people will be like, oh, he should have rematched Jacobs. Jacobs is bigger now at 168.
Right.
If he fights at 175 against Bivol, I guarantee you some people will be like, he's only fighting Bivol because he's afraid of Beterbiev's power. Like that, that's what's going to happen. There's always going to be that, but we don't. Most of us would be happy with those two fights, like Eubank versus Canelo and Derevianchenko Charlo, because that'd be solid for the middleweight/super middleweight divisions. You know what I mean? Be solid.
Yeah, well, Kalua, he meant the rest, meaning not the best. No matter who the rest is, coming up from 154 or bums at 160 or whatever, he fighting the rest, and they ain't the best. So becoming that damn thing been a joke belt. We've been laughing at that thing the whole time, Sporting Advantage. What's up with you, dog? It ain't becoming no joke belt. That motherfucker was a joke belt when they introduced it. He said the WBA scrapped the super belt and the gold belt now.
Yes, of course they should. They should scrap those two titles completely. Yes.
Right. And the franchise belt should go, and the diamond belt should go.
The franchise belt should go. The diamond belt should go. I agree with you. You can have an interim world title. That's okay.
Yeah, I don't care about the interim.
I don't give a fuck. But like when it comes down to it, nitty gritty, if there's going to be this many sanctioning bodies, I'm sorry, I can't have 14 world champions in a division.
It's ridiculous, man.
I can't be having it up here, Henry. I just can't have it.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Kat, what you said? She said, isn't Eubank WBA interim? Mark, she asked you.
I think so. I think he is the interim at 160, yeah. I think he picked that up against Korobov, did he not? That injury?
I may have. I have no idea. That's why I deferred to you, my friend.
Yeah. No, I'm pretty sure he did pick it up. Pretty sure. I'm pretty sure like that was for the interim title.
I don't fucking pay attention to none of those titles. If it ain't the goddamn title, I don't care. The franchise belt, I know it's not that I pay attention to it. It's they've broadcast the damn thing everywhere. So you have
I'm pretty sure it is he picked up the interim title by beating Korobov. Like that injury to Korobov fucked him. So yeah, I think that was for the interim title of the WBA.
Why does a franchise belt get so much flack? The way Canelo's using that belt is the way it should be done, and I think it's great for boxing. It's like a belt that goes through different weight classes. Like the way Loma's using it. Yeah, that should be BS. Heavyweight should never win it because they can't go up and down. But the way Canelo got the belt and he's using the belt, I think it's good for boxing.
Hold on.
It's an invisible belt.
Who am I talking to?
This is Kalua Z, but Kalua Z, no additional belts. Mark can already break this down, but it's no way to justify any more additional belts, period. That's my idea. Go ahead, Mark.
The way it's being used so that he can move up and down, he doesn't need that title to move up and down. That title doesn't give him anything, and it doesn't give anybody anything else either. It's an opportunity for a diamond belt. If they were to beat him, they'd be paying more sanctioning fees. It's a way that the WBC are able to make more money off of it. But if we want to get into the nitty gritty of it, if he's going to move up and down and weight, what titles is he keeping with the franchise title other than the franchise title? The franchise title doesn't mean that he's keeping hold of the WBA championship at middleweight. The WBA are the reasons why, not the WBC and the franchise title. So the way he's using it, no, that's just he can do that anyway. You can move up and down. The only thing it gives him is a status with the WBC, that which doesn't really mean much because the biggest problem with it is it stops unification because people don't recognize it because there's another world champion there. If you can't fight against the WBC franchise champion and win his title, then it's not a unification. So if he's fighting in his own division, it doesn't matter. And moving up and down, that's just a way of them perpetrating the use of going up and down in the weight division without it meaning anything other than paying sanctioning fees. So he's paying his own sanctioning fee money extra on top of that. And if somebody beats them, they're not even a world champion. They're just a diamond belt holder. That's not actually for the betterment of boxing. That's for the betterment of the WBC.
Well, is it any better like with Mike Garcia, who hadn't defended his belt for how many years because he kept on moving up in class, but he kept his belt status? Is that any better than just giving the guy the franchise title so he could vacate the lower belt?
It is better because you should defend it. You shouldn't just win a title, trash it, and move. You should win a title and defend it. That's what boxing was built on, defending your title, not just winning it and leaving. So that shouldn't even really be an issue. That's why that belt is trash, man. That belt is complete trash. They should dismantle that shit.
Okay, when Mike Garcia fought Errol Spence, he walked out there with what 4 or 5 belts, and some of those he hadn't been defended since he won them. So, like I said, how does that change him? You know, at least if he was like at that point ranked a franchise champion, at least those belts would have been moving. Which is why I say it's good for boxing because at least he keeps the belts moving. And when we have a champion that's going up and down.
I just don't understand how you feel like an additional belt with all the madness that we have going on, with the confusion, and whoever got the kids in the background, mute that for me. With the confusion of the champion, this Tyson Fury nonsense, this Teofimo Lopez. This belt is nothing but madness, bro. It's no benefits to boxing. And then, you know, I said this when they introduced the belt and people start throwing shots at Canelo and all this. I said, it has nothing to do with Canelo and it had nothing to do with Charlo. It was simply so that the WBC was able to collect sanctioning fees off of 2 guys. It was greed, bro. That's the only reason this belt, it was that reason and to keep up with the WBA and all of their massive belts. Sanctioning fees. It's no way that they can justify, or me personally, in my opinion, I see nothing good out of the franchise belt. Nothing at all. It's just trouble. It's problems that we don't need. Any new belt introduced is a problem that we do not need in boxing. We have enough. We need to cut some of these belts out, not introduce new ones. That's just my whole idea.
Yeah, well, we do need to cut some belts because there's too many belts. But even if you, like, let's say you cut all the belts, you still have 4 different sanctioning bodies that have belts. So no matter what, we still have the argument, who's the real champion? At least with like the franchise belt, it's more justified because I said you have allows a champion to move up and down and fight other champions.
Well, can I ask you a question? Let me take this. I have a great question. When it comes to the franchise title, right? And freeing up the WBC championship so that the champion could fight his mandatories and everything like that. How does that even matter in the middleweight division when we haven't had a mandatory take place there in 8 years since Sergio Martinez versus Julio Cesar Chavez?
Well, either way, like when we had a chance.
No, that's not an either way. That's not an either way. When the WBC and that division have shown they've no interest in actually making their mandatories take place. And even then, Canelo's disrespected it by vacating it. Why wouldn't he just leave that title anyway and free it up? He probably would.
Oh, the sanctioning bodies start mandatorying unification bouts. We could have this conversation, but they don't. So it doesn't really matter. You know, that unification bout because that's also the sanctioning bodies not forcing.
But we're not talking about unification bouts. We're talking about singulatory fights and we're talking about mandatories. We're also talking about a guy moving up in weight, and none of these fights are for unifications. So the unification situation isn't a stipulation in Canelo's criteria in terms of how he's using the belt.
Yeah, but at this point, you know, he's like most people recognize him whenever division goes to. Most people recognize him as the legitimate champion either way. So
also, as for the Mikey Garcia situation,
himself and also become undisputed with just that belt, and people would recognize him because he is the franchise champion.
As for the Mikey Garcia situation with the title, right? When you're talking about the WBC title, he picked up that title by beating Robert Easter Jr., correct? Right? If I'm not mistaken, it was Robert Easter Jr.
Yeah.
You mean
no? It was Dejan.
It was Latikanen?
Yeah.
So he beat him, and then he moved up to 140, and he picked up the diamond belt, and then he fought at 140 again by fighting against Lipinets, right?
Sergey Lipinets.
And he held that title until he fought again. Yeah, because he had a year's period, and then he fought against Robert Easter. Then by the time of 2019, when that shit rolled around again, he ended up getting stripped of the title because he wasn't willing to defend it, which is per the WBC's actual rules. So they did actually do it within their rule criteria.
Well, here's something too. I want to ask Kalua Z is how will you consider him a recognized champion for holding that franchise designation when the other sanctioning bodies don't recognize that as a recognized belt? You can't recognize him as that. It hasn't been recognized. So how would you say he'll be recognized as a champion? They have to all agree that that's a recognized championship, and they haven't done that. So how would he be recognized in your example?
Well, first off, Canelo's already bigger than the belts anyway, so it doesn't matter what belts he has. But most people, like when they look at Canelo,
franchise belt then. If it doesn't matter, then why does he need the franchise belt? If you're just going to say it doesn't matter, it's not a recognized belt, so you can't say that he would go from weight class to weight class and be recognized as that because it's not a recognized belt. But if it doesn't matter, then what is the relevance of having the belt anyway?
Well, it just shows prestige for a certain fight. So it's more like it's a retirement belt that he hasn't retired with. And like I said, most people when they see Canelo with that belt, they assume that he's a legitimate champion because he's the biggest name in boxing, which is why is the whole point. Because no matter what belt Canelo owns, he's looked as a champion. So if he has IBF and has no other belt, people look at him as a legitimate champion in that division anyways. Because there's 4 sanctioning bodies, so no matter what belt Canelo has, people consider that the legitimate belt and not any other belt. So might as well just give him a franchise belt so he could fight no matter who he fights. It doesn't matter.
Okay, well, Kalua, with that way of thinking and all the confusion that belt is causing for boxing, and with your way of thinking, then how the hell is it good for boxing? He might as well not have it because it's not worth with the only benefit that we just broke it down to. And this is per what you're saying. What is the point of the belt? That's my whole thing. It's not good for boxing because if that's the only benefit versus all the fucking confusion it's causing, then it ain't good for boxing. That belt should be abolished. That was our whole point. Like you said, you think it's good for boxing, but we basically diminished it down to it having a minute factor. And if that's the only factor, it can't be good for boxing. It simply cannot. It's causing too much confusion. Throw the belt away. And this is per what you're saying.
Yeah, but it's better than him just hogging belts. Because sanctioning bodies not really good. Also, IBF
belts, bro. This is where you're getting confused. He would not be hogging belts. He threatened to relinquish the WBC belt that you're talking about him hogging, and they came up with this franchise belt so that they can continue charging him sanctioning body fees. So he said, fuck the belts. So how would he be hogging belts if he's not going to allow anyone to pressure him to keep belts? He wouldn't be hogging belts. That wouldn't be the factor, bro. He was going to dump the belt, and they knew that. So they created it so that they could get sanctioning fees off of him, and they could get sanctioning fees off of Charlo at the same time and not lose Canelo. That's why it was created, fam.
Yeah, I know I was created, but you really think that WBC was going to strip Canelo at this point when last time they stripped him, he punished them?
Throw it away. It's not about stripping. He was not going to be pressured, and he was tired of the frustration, so he was going to let it go. It wasn't about them enforcing anything. No forcing anything on Canelo. It was about them losing money, not being able to collect sanctioning fees off him because he was going to say, you know what, F this belt. I already won it. F it. I'm moving on. And they didn't want that. It wasn't about them implementing any type of punishment. He was going to relinquish their belt. And they wanted to keep the cash cow of boxing under their sanctioning body, fam.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is like, okay, so if he didn't want the title of like WBC, he wouldn't accept the franchise belt. So pretty much this was their compromise to make sure that he wasn't just gonna just drop them completely. Because if they asked him like, "Hey, you're gonna take this mandatory," he would have told them "F you" and drop the belt. So him giving this belt.
I hear you on that, and I don't disagree with that. But that's neither here nor there saying that it's valuable to boxing. Forget about all of that. I hear what you're saying there, but that still does not make that franchise belt valuable to boxing at any level. It's a problem, is what I'm saying. That franchise belt is an issue, and it only benefits the WBC, fam. That's it. This is what we have to understand about this franchise belt. It doesn't benefit boxing. It doesn't really benefit Canelo when he was ready to let it go. How does it benefit him when he was ready to say F the WBC? It only benefits the WBC because it does two things. It helps him keep up with the WBA's 4 belts, more sanctioning fees, and it helps them have multiple champions, and one can move around like Canelo's doing while they have Charlo sitting here as the WBC champion for people to challenge for mandatories and keep up with that nonsense. But this is only beneficial for the WBC. It ain't beneficial for us. How is it beneficial for boxing when that belt is pissing the fans off, fam? That belt ain't beneficial for us. That belt's a problem. Nothing but a problem. And that belt, the super belt, the diamond belt, the silver belt, the whatever freaking belt that ain't a championship belt or an interim belt are problems. All of them. That's just how, I mean, I cannot justify any benefits of that belt to boxing. I only see benefits to the WBC. Like, it gives the fans problems. It causes problems with 4-belt undisputed. And so the minute benefits, it's nowhere near outweighs the cons on that belt, bro. The pros and cons are like here. So these pros, get rid of that belt because it's not even worth it.
Okay, could we agree if Canelo didn't think it would benefit him, he wouldn't have took the belt? Could we agree with that part? If Canelo didn't think it was a benefit to him, he wouldn't have taken the belt. We could agree with that, correct?
Well, Golden Boy had some use for the belt. Yes, I would agree with that. If Golden Boy had no use for the belt, they wouldn't have accepted it. But it was the same thing with Bob Arum and his situation with Lomachenko. Let's not get something twisted here. Remember, these guys are under promotional companies. So it can be beneficial to the promotional company, which these belts are beneficial to the promotional company because it does not put them under any restrictions. So they can move their marquee fighter around and make money without being under any restrictions. So for the promotional company, of course, they're going to advocate for that belt. You understand? But that still does not justify the belt helping boxing. Of course they advocate for the belt. Bob Arum partitioned for Lomachenko's belt because Bob Arum detests unifications altogether. So that's perfect to fit into his model.
Yeah, but like, okay, now Canelo has 2 franchise belts.
You know that? You done said but about 15, 20 times. Everything Mark said, yeah, but. Everything I said, yeah, but. That's a lot of buts, Kalua. And
well, that's for the habit.
But here's the thing, Kalua. Here's my thing, fam. This is what you got to understand. And this is per you right now. This is upon us, this discussion. If you have that many buts, fam, it moves the pros and cons. Every time you say but, it moves that needle, fam. Right? Think about it. If you have to excuse or explain every reason that it should be with but, it don't work, fam. Like, that belt is no good.
Okay, it's a force of habit, so I'll start using but. It's just a force of habit. Okay.
Well, okay. All right, I got you. But even still, it's like you got to put on your lawyer suit, right? If you have to defend it that much, you understand? Even if you don't use the word but, if you have to put up this much defense for the belt, and it's easy for me to keep bringing up things while it's disgusting for boxing, you have to realize the pros don't outweigh the cons in this situation. And in anything in life, when the pros don't outweigh the cons, you get rid of it, right? If it's too negative and it's not positive enough, you get rid of it. It's not just boxing. That's anything in life, man. And there's way too many cons on this belt than any benefit that we can find, to say, yeah, let's keep it in. That belt's disgusting, dog.
Well, at this point, Canelo has 2 franchise belts. He has a WBC and a WBO. They both give him a franchise belt, and at least like the WBO has like a better criteria than the WBC one, because at least there, like, all he says is designated where he automatically, if he goes to any division, he could fight the champion automatically. He's an automatic mandatory.
The huge difference is his WBO belt is recognized, man. That's the difference. One belt is recognized. You can use it for 4-belt undisputed and all of that, and there's no confusion. The other belt is not.
No, the WBO gave Canelo the WBO franchise title.
Okay, my point is this, bro. I don't have problems with the other titles that are recognized around boxing. Period. If they're a recognized title, you can get 4-belt undisputed or for whatever. I don't have a problem with that. If it's a silver belt, a diamond belt, or whatever belt, and you can't get 4-belt undisputed, it's not recognized, those belts are trash. And the franchise belt falls within that category. It's trash. These belts that are not recognized and you can't utilize for unification and 4-belt, they're in the way, fam. They're champions. They're sitting here with these belts, calling themselves champions, but what are they? What are these trinkets worth? These trinkets aren't worth anything. That franchise belt is a trinket. It's an assignment, actually. It's not even a legitimate belt because it hasn't even been recognized. It's really an assignment. That's all.
At this point, now you have two sanctioning bodies who both have a franchise belt. So how much more recognized can you want when half the sanctioning bodies have it for the exact reason of you have Canelo who's moving up and down in weight class, and so instead of him having a belt for a year because it's mandatory to come in a year later, it's just better just to remove from the belt because for him it's a trinket. For everybody else, a championship title actually has a legitimate reason because it just messes with the fighter. Somebody like Canelo who's already transcended belts, where no matter what belt he has, it doesn't really matter because he doesn't sell his fights from the belts. He sells his fights from his name. So if he has no belts, people can still buy his fights no matter what.
Yeah, I hear you, bro. I still don't see the benefit of that belt to boxing. I mean, I hear the things you're saying. To me, it doesn't benefit boxing. So.
I heard something about there's two governing bodies have a franchise. I just got back.
The WBO belt, and I told him that's not the same belt.
Hold on. The WBO is a franchise title, is it?
They gave Canelo a franchise title when he that was from the negotiations what he had when he dropped the 175 belt. He got the franchise title for dropping that belt.
What's the name of the title?
Let me get it for you.
Yeah,
I know what it is. I just wanted to tell him.
Oh, I don't.
I don't know what the name of it is, but I do know the game of another franchise. They could name something else, but they gave him that designation.
Are you talking about the designation of the WBO Super Champion?
The one where he go move up and down, yeah. The one where he's automatic number one.
WBO isn't the title that allows you to go up and down. It's something that the WBO one, it just guarantees you a mandatory in whichever division you work in. That's the same thing Crawford had. That's the same thing Usyk has right now. That's a status. And I'm pretty sure Canelo isn't the WBO Super Champion.
Yeah, I didn't know that's what you was talking about, Canelo. No, that just.
Let me look it up because they gave him a special designation.
All right, hold on. If this is what you're talking about, the only thing that does is allow them to jump and immediately get a championship match with the other champion. Is that right, Mark?
That's literally all that is. So, and for me, if you're fighting and you've got an opportunity to fight in another division for a world title, that's a lot better than you going into another division to fight somebody not for a world title, but for them to have the opportunity of beating you when you're the number one dude for a diamond belt. There's a bit of a difference.
It's a massive difference. I didn't know what he was talking about. That's why I just broke it down and said whatever. If it's not a belt that you can, transfer from 4-belt, but if you're talking about the designation, so that's not even close to the same as a franchise belt. Like I don't know, man. The simple fact is this: there's nothing in this world that can tell me that franchise belt is any way, shape, and form good for boxing. That's my only thing. Like I can't. That thing needs to be abolished and removed. Sacramento Lomo has super WBO, WBA, and WBO as well. So even without the WBC franchise belt, it's still unification. Yeah, that too. Right, it's unification regardless. But the franchise belt is just nonsense, man. Lomachenko and Canelo should just have their WBC belts. And if Canelo wanted, he should have just vacated and said, "No, keep that franchise belt too." That's what he should have done. Then that wouldn't have trickled down to Lomachenko, because it wouldn't have been. They probably would have gotten rid of it after then if it didn't work on Canelo. But because Golden Boy accepted that belt, it started something. And Suleiman seeing dollar signs. Don't think that Lomachenko's is the last franchise belt that's going to be given. I could see Monster Nui going for 4-belt.
I can't see a new way taking a franchise title. Do you want to know why, D?
Why?
Because his manager was asked about the designation of franchise championships, and he said Inoue and himself believe that all world champions, the only people that matter in the sport are the people who are world champions who are trying to unify, not what somebody designates you,
Good.
but what is recognized. So
Good. I'm glad he has that attitude because I'm sick of that franchise belt. And the more fighters that turn that thing down, the less effective that belt will be. And
don't forget, Inoue rejected the WBC as the WBC Diamond Championship.
Yeah, I remember that. He already turned that shit down. I remember he did that, and that was good. Good move. And
they walked up to him to get him to hold it, and he literally like slapped his hand at it, saying, "Get that fucking thing away from me." It's not a world title, bro.
Yeah, they need more fighters to do that. It's deny those belts, and then we won't have these issues. But as long as they keep accepting them, then that's going to be a problem. He keeps his WBO super champion status. Don't smoke. Canelo can enter any WBO weight class and be Mando. Yeah, that's what the status is for. That's what it's given for. That's why all of these people complaining about Usyk is just retarded, because all of these people that's complaining about Usyk supported the Crawford move. But I'm saying it's the same thing. Bob Arum instituted that so that he could get the fight with Jeff Horn. So why would you complain about Usyk instituting the same thing to get the fight with Joshua? Like, what is wrong with people? Y'all had no problem when Terrence Crawford did it to get the fight with Horn. So why y'all have a problem with Usyk doing the same thing to get the fight with Joshua? What the hell?
Look, I don't care about it, to be honest. I'm not for the WBO Super Championship, to be honest with you. I'm not for it. Just like I'm not for franchise, but they're for completely different reasons. My main reason for not being for the WBO Super title is I don't think you're working in another division should push you ahead of other people who fought there their whole careers to earn a title shot, and then you just come in, swoop in, and take it.
Yeah, that's a bomb deal. That is a bomb deal for those guys working themselves up. There's in that division, that's fighting and competing in that division, and then some guy just comes from another division because he had a belt and moves ahead of you. Yeah, that's a bomb deal, man. I agree with that. But
so that's my stance on it. Like,
yeah,
but at the end of the day, that is what it is. Whereas with the franchise title, there is no is what it is with the franchise title, because the franchise title it's a world title, but it's not a world title fight. It can't be a unification, but you were recognized as the #1 champion, yet you can't lose your belt, yet the other person can't. The other person beats you, they're not a world champion. That is the weirdest thing I have ever heard of. Yo, the WBC World Franchise Championship. Yo, so if I beat him, I'm the WBC Franchise Champion? No, of course not. This is just our way of getting him to move up and down and keep sanctioning fees with him, because his money gives us money.
Yeah, exactly.
Very true, Smoke. That's very true.
Smoke says Canelo doesn't need super status. He's on the front. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, he don't need that shit, bro. He don't.
So these titles, all they do is kind of clog things up more so.
Exactly.
Because in one division, they stop the possibility of undisputed fights. They take one belt out of the equation in unification. You have a new champion who isn't recognized as the proper champion by some fans, because at the end of the day, I ask you this question: who do you recognize as the more legit world champion at middleweight? Jamal Charlo or Canelo? Canelo won his belt, Jamal Charlo didn't. So who do you recognize as the real WBC champion when you get into it? One has the belt, but the other's the real champion. Yet the other one can't lose his title and the other one can. So how the fuck does that work?
Right. It's a clusterfuck. I mean, you have to technically recognize Charlo as the champion. You have to, because he has the legitimate belt for that. Just like Haney. I mean, you might not want to call Haney a champion because he got an email to him twice, but he's a champion.
Got an email champion. He's the first two-time email champion.
That's a record. That's the first time somebody been given their belt twice.
I'm actually being honest. I'm being honest.
He became a two-time email champion.
A lot of people say that's a record, right? But because I wasn't sure if it is, because I've seen some weird shit happen, I've actually been studying up on people who won the belts without having to fight for it. And he is actually the first two-time. Legit. I went through every division.
Oh my gosh, dog. That's amazing.
I went through every division since emails came out. He's the first one.
That's amazing, bro. It's amazing. Like you don't fight for your belt twice, and he's a he's a legit 2-time champion. But hey, it's in the books. You better defend that belt well. Dragon Leg in the building. What's good? Timmy Nealon says Katie Taylor, Serrano on the wraps. That's just not happening.
I wonder if this would ever happen again, where a guy wins 2 belts. I mean, wins the championship twice without throwing a single punch.
Yeah. Not a weigh-in, not a punch, anything. Just the belt twice. So I don't know, man. Who is he gonna fight next?
Hanley, I still think he may fight Campbell, because we know Ryan Garcia is not going to take that fight with Campbell, and the best fight he has, like having had, would probably be Campbell, because he's calling for that fight.
Yeah, Ryan's calling for the fight too. They having a lot of problem with Ryan.
What bothers me is that they didn't immediately just make, when Fortuna pulled out, they didn't just make Campbell versus Haney. That bothers me. And the reason why is, why are you making another fight instead of getting the champion fucking title fight? Like, why are you doing that? Why don't you just call the number 1 guy versus the champion? Why are you calling an interim title between a dude who hasn't fought anyone yet?
I think he's gonna take the fight, man. Foolishly enough, I think the kid is gonna pressure them to take the fight because he want to prove himself.
Hold on, D. Are you telling me you think Ryan Garcia is gonna fight Luke Campbell?
Yeah, I think
he'll price himself out.
You know what? Now he might do that. I won't argue with that, and that's one of the reasons. Okay, look. I don't want to sound crazy here, but I think that Ryan Garcia wants to take this fight. I don't think the fight will happen, but for that reason, because if he's asking $200,000 for Hector Tanahara, then you damn sure know he's going to be wanting big money for Luke Campbell, and it's money that they can't provide right now. So I get you with that, but I think Ryan wants to fight.
Wait, is the UK even? Is Luke Campbell from the UK?
Yeah.
Is the UK even on lockdown? I don't think they're in lockdown.
I don't know, Mark. Are they on lockdown?
There's some weird travel ban. I'm cooking at the moment. I don't really know what the UK situation is right now with the US. I don't, because I'm not from the UK, man. I'm from Ireland.
Right, true.
So, like, I don't know every other country's fucking lockdown rules. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Luke Campbell's really popular in the UK, so Ryan Garcia could actually ask quite a bit of money for that if they find the UK, because it will be a pay-per-view in the UK. And that's a lot of money right there.
Hold on, you're expecting Ryan Garcia not only to take a step up, but to go over to the UK to fight for an interim title when he can actually fight for that in the US?
Well, if the money's there, he would. And he wants to expand his brand. Don't forget, he wants to be a star. He wants to expand his brand. What better way to expand your brand than to go to the UK?
Yeah, I gotta agree with Kalu on this one. If the money is there, I do think Ryan do take that fight, because that dope bastard, that's what he want, money. He already think he can beat the world. I'm pretty sure Ryan's super confident on himself versus Luke Campbell. But the money now, like you said, Mark,
there's not enough money in that fight in the UK to get him to go over.
There it is. If he'll price himself out or not. But if the money,
it's not about that. It's just, first of all, that's not a pay-per-view fight. The only fight for Campbell that was ever pay-per-view was Lomachenko, and that's not because of Luke Campbell. That was because of Lomachenko fighting in the UK. Campbell had to go over to the States to fight Linares. Campbell doesn't have a big following in the UK. He doesn't.
Well, if that's
a lot of fans that were at that fight were Ukrainian, because it's easier for Ukrainians to go over to the UK than it is for them to fly over to the States.
Punch drunk in the building. Hold on.
Here. Wow.
Punch, hit the link, Punch. Hold on now. Punch drunk said he's taking the fight. See, this is the thing. I'm not saying you're wrong, Mark. I'm saying I agree with Khalil Z. If the money is there, if you're right about the money not being there, so be it. I'm just saying, if the money is there, the kid is taking the fight. I don't give a fuck how they got to make the money. Saudi Arabia, I don't give a fuck where they have the fight. If they can come up with the money, Ryan will take that fight. If the money ain't there, like Mark said, the fight ain't happening.
If the money's there and he takes the fight, look, I said this straight away when I heard about this. If Ryan Garcia takes that fight with Luke Campbell, even if he loses, I'll give the kid all the credit in the world because that's a hard fucking fight for anybody. That's a monstrous step up. That's a legit top 6 guy. A legit one. He can fight. He's a southpaw. He's awkward. He's longer than Ryan. He's taller than Ryan. He's more experienced than Ryan. He's fought in world title fights. He's fought against He's fought against a pound for pounder and a guy that some people consider to be a pound for pounder and an Alvarez at points, you know? So, Luke can fight, man.
Punch Drunk said Oscar and Ryan meeting up tomorrow about it. They sit down and talk about it. Talk for the love of sports.
For the love of sports. No, but I think it is. I think in the UK it is a pay-per-view fight. Don't forget, in the UK the pay-per-view is only $20. They're not here. They're $80, and people would pay $20 to see one of their guys go up against one of the top prospects in the sport.
That's absolute. No. That's absolute horseshit.
What's horseshit?
That's absolute horseshit. You do not know the UK market. People are complaining about top-tier heavyweights being on pay-per-view like Dillian White, and they're starting to dip in numbers. Lomachenko versus Campbell, I think, only did 180K. It's not profitable. It's not profitable for a guy who isn't actually that well-known in the UK, because Ryan Garcia is not well-known in the UK. He's not. Loma is well-known in Europe. There is a huge difference between having a European fighter fighting in Europe when he's able to bring in his own people, and there's a high level of population there, than between Luke Campbell, who isn't a draw in the UK whatsoever. That's why he's fought the majority of his career on undercards or on the road in the US, because he's not actually a draw there. So people won't pay for that. Trust.
So, right. Real quick, hold on, Kalua, real quick. Let me let Harsha get in on this because Harsha's over there in Europe too. Harsha, what's up with you, fam?
Hey, what's up, D? How are you?
I'm all right, man. How you been?
Good.
So what do you think about this whole Ryan and Luke Campbell situation?
Well, I wish the fight happens. I would say possibly a good test for Ryan to see what he's capable of doing. Ryan is in such a situation where, whatever opponent he takes, got to take a challenge. It got to be at least 60-40 fight, all the fights he got until now, they are 90-10 fights where he got 90% chance of winning every fight. So it's kind of boring for the fans either. He talks a big game, so it's time for him to show what he can. It's a good fight though, it's a kind of stepping stone for him. Hope the fight happens, assuming he gets through the financial constraints that he got with Oscar and Golden Boy, because I don't know, man. Ryan, he's getting complicated, he's getting bigger and bigger, and he's getting these purse differences with Oscar. So hopefully he gets around that, and hopefully the fight gets made. But I'm not entirely sure with Ryan, he talks a big game every time, he wants to fights him. But never mind, fights usually never materialize faster in boxing. So yeah, I look forward to the fight, but until the day, I'm not sure if it happens or not.
Yeah. No, what would you get ready to say, Kalua?
Okay, I gotta say but what he's talking about is also a different world, because we've just been 5 months without sports. People are desperate for sports right now, and they would pay for a pay-per-view with one of the hardest
people are
prospects
losing
in the
their
sport.
jobs right now, bro. People are losing their jobs right now. That's reality. There's a lot of people who've gone unemployed who have no fucking money now. That's a bit different market right now. A lot of people are complaining in the UK. A lot of jobs have been lost, and I'm talking a lot of jobs. You're having big, massive chains closing all over Ireland and the UK, left, right, and centre. People, hard-working people, and it's not the rich people who pay pay-per-view in the UK. It's fucking broke-ass people.
Okay, I'll go back to, even ancient times when, times of, when everything is down, they tend to put in spectacles like sports in order to bring in bring up the morale of the places. That's why they always have those big Colosseum fights, in ancient Rome.
Khalil,
from back then.
they did that in this culture. So are you comparing what they did in this culture and this market versus another market? Like, you have to understand something. The Chinese market, the UK market, the German market, they're going to work differently, fam. You can't compare to strategies that were utilized for the American market and then apply that to another country's market. If you don't understand how, this is what Bob Arum said about Eddie Hearn. He has to learn how the American market works more. Okay? So you got to understand how that market in the UK works. You can't apply what strategies or what marketing strategies they use for the American market and attach that to the UK market. It's not going to work the same, fam, at all.
Yeah, but
there you go. There you go.
no. Okay. In this case, you have Eddie Hearn is going to be staging fights in front of his house anyway. So to stage the fight, it's already a lot less because they're not renting out a huge stadium and have to pay that overhead on that. They're just going to do it at Eddie Hearn's house.
Yeah, but that's for Eddie Hearn. They don't have shit to do with the people that Mark just explained to you just paying the money. That's cool for Eddie Hearn, but what about the broke people that's not working, that's paying the money, and it's a different strategy in the UK? Like, you ain't addressed all of that. That's fine about it being in front of Eddie Hearn's house. That's apples and oranges, fam. We still have to address the people that's poor, that can't afford this shit, that is already complaining. That's the biggest thing you got to think about. And you can't implement an American market strategy there. So where do you go from there?
Well, nobody knows because we're in a whole new different world. And from what I hear, isn't Britain about to open up a stimulus package for all the UK people?
I don't have a clue about that.
No.
Right. Harsha, move a little closer to the mic. You was breaking up a little bit.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, what did you say, fam?
What's that?
No, I think, were you just saying something? Because we didn't hear you.
No. I mean, like, Eddie Hearn's a smart guy, like, it makes sense for him to launch the fight in his own garden, minus a stadium fee, minus the maintenance, whatever stuff it is. So it's a kind of saving, but at the end of the day, it's still a big loss of not having a gate, like, either in US, UK, it's all the same thing. At the end of the day, you're missing the gate, and that's a big chunk of your revenue. Like someone suggested, like, people are losing jobs, so obviously you can't just rely on pay-per-view. I guess it's time for fighters and promoters to realize that they got to take some pay cuts. Like, and on the other side, they need to make quality fights. Like, no one's really interested in making a like Joe Blow fight. It's time to make big fights and realize that they need to make some pay cuts. On the other day, I saw Crawford, like, he's like, I ain't taking no pay cuts. Come on, bro, you got to take pay cuts. It's like everybody else. Like, it's foolish to say that. I mean, like, if you are a smart guy and if you want to make money, reasonable money during this time, you need to be in your 50-50 fight no matter what. And if you just start adding your record, no one's really interested. Like, everyone's frustrated, everyone losing their job, like, particularly in North America. Like, how can you spend 80 USD when you are on food stamps? Like, it doesn't make any sense to most of the population. Like, at the end of the day, boxing is a blue collar sport. Like, you can't argue with that. It's getting up there to a point where like, you got to fight the best. Got to make 50-50 fights. Like, Eddie was right on the ball, but until the fights materialize, like, boxing is all talk, like 50% of the time. So you got to see what are those 50-50 fights going to be in the next 6 months or so. I hope Ryan fights in UK.
Timmy Nealon said we're opening back up on Monday. So this means that they're just opening back up. This means they've been down for all of this time. Bro, people are going to be so fucking poor for the next 3 or 4 months, dog. They're going to have to recoup. See, it wasn't like in the States. A lot of countries around the world that shut down, they shut down. Here in the States, we were still doing shit, taking shit for granted. But a lot of the countries around the world that shut down, they shut down. So these people ready to go back to work, man, they ain't gonna have no money. for no damn $50-$60 fights. Punch Drunk, what's up with you, fam?
Chilling, man. Happy hour. You already know, man.
Yeah. You get enough sleep?
I haven't slept yet.
Oh my God.
Isn't
3 days.
that supposed to be tonight, not yesterday?
What's that?
Your drunk talk.
That's my ghetto margarita. Just buy some lemonade and tequila and just mix it up.
Hey, Punch, you gotta do your opening. Come on, you can't just go on a
You
thing and not
already
do
know
your
this is
opening.
Punch from Boxing, aka Mr. Moon. Shine himself.
Sorry, D. I had to hear it.
Yeah, no doubt. So what? It's the Punch. Look, what do you say, Ryan taking the fight? Speak on that.
Man, he's gonna take the fight. As a matter of fact, they're having a meeting tomorrow. Oscar and Ryan's having a meeting tomorrow. I spoke to his father yesterday, and they happy about the fight. Everybody excited. So far they're thinking about 2 places. They're thinking about New York or Texas.
Wow.
So there goes the UK dream.
Yeah. They ain't going to UK. They're thinking about 2 places right now. New York and Texas.
Well, there it is. So, well, that makes my video completely wrong. Because I just did a video before this live. It was just a quick live, but like live/video, whatever you want to call it. And I didn't think the fight happens, but you got some.
Well, hold on. They have intention of taking the fight.
Right.
Because as I'm pretty sure Punch knows this, I'm pretty sure there hasn't been a deal agreed for finances yet.
That's how they're going to do. That's how they.
So they have the intention of signing if the money is right, which goes back to what you were originally saying.
Yeah. That's how I was telling you. I told you yesterday that, and I'm gonna hit you back up on Friday. So,
right,
that's what it is with them. So tomorrow probably gonna tell me I'm gonna try to hook up with text them or whatever, and they're gonna let me know what's popping.
That's what's up. Well,
yo, how Wilder's camp, man, they got to me, man. Yo, Wilder's camp is hounding me, man, right now. Yeah,
get out for real. What they say. Let's talk about it. For the love of sport, let's talk about it. What's up?
His brother called me up, man. Well, he messaged me, he DM'd me and on Twitter. Right. Well, first of all, he ain't like the video with the twerk video. He said he didn't care. He said Wilder said he didn't care about the video, but that somebody took that video. They wasn't supposed to be taking the video, and then turned out to be whatever. He don't like that that people perceive him as gay or whatever. He don't care about the twerking or the jokes, but I think he was tight. And that's how they got to me, man. And then I did the video with the denouncing LDBC. I was in like a 2-hour conversation. That's why I'm still up. I had a conversation with them at 10:30 up to like 12, like 12:30, like 2 hours, and then we just going back and forth.
You was a part of the LDBC?
Nah. The thing is, this is what it is with Wilder. Wilder's cool with what's his name? The barbershop. He's cool with barbershop, and he's cool with Blue Bloods too. Yeah. So they was like, what's your problem with LDBC? And I'm like, I just don't like the race baiting, you know. It's not even about the Wilder thing. Because matter of fact, y'all know me, I be vouching for Wilder. So I'm like, nah, man, I like Wilder. It's just that I just don't like the LDBC and their race baiting ways. So dude was like, yo, you a coon. Some other dude, and then his brother was like, nah, he good. We had a long conversation, blah blah. And also I was talking to what's his name? Damn, I forgot his name. Tate. He's one of Wilder's fighters too. And that was about it. So they was telling me everything about what was happening. That's why I was about to go live and do the video. But yo, I'm so fucking my fault cursing, but
No,
I'm so drowsy, man. And yeah, I did the video, man. I'm getting hate mail, man. I'm getting hate mail.
That's a good video. That's a good video.
I'm like, yo, I need my peoples up in here, man.
Hey, man, that's good stuff, dog. That's good stuff. Well, Punch, I ain't a soldier like you, man. I'm 3 hours and 15 minutes in. I'm getting ready to shut her down.
Nah, you got to keep going, bro. You got to keep going.
No.
There's some more info, man. There's some more info.
I can't. Mark, you just left right before I asked you to give me some closing thoughts. You know we always do the closing thought. But thanks for coming on, Mark. Oh, there you go. He's back. I think he might have dropped off. All right, Mark. He's back. So, Punch, crank us up, man.
Yeah.
Give me some closing thoughts. Ryan Garcia.
Well, Ryan Garcia, I mean, he's going to be taking a fight. It's going to be a good fight. And for the first time, probably for the first time, if he beats Luke Campbell, he's going to get some type of respect.
All right. I want to get your thoughts on this too, today's topic before you go. You can close out with this. Billy Joe Saunders stepping down from the Canelo Alvarez fight.
To be honest, man, I didn't even want him to get that fight because I feel like it was a reward because he tested positive versus Demetri Andre. I really wanted Demetri Andre to get that fight. So probably now is a possibility. You know, the zone need, I mean, Matchroom USA probably needs that fight more than anything. They need an American fight. They need Demetri Andre to fight somebody big, or because the zone ain't getting no more budget money for USA.
Right.
That's why they what happened to Hunter, right? They let go of Hunter. That's it. They not spending no more money. So I think that trying to get the Demetri Andre rather than getting the Billy Joe Saunders fight will help Matchroom USA. That's the only fight. What other fight that can help our Matchroom? I mean, Devin Haney, but that's it. And he ain't gonna get a big fight though. Next, he's gonna get a mandatory for the WBC. He's gonna give him. I mean, WBC giving him a voluntary belt. He's gonna pick some easy pickings. But what's for Matchroom USA?
True. I hear you. Good points. Well, I appreciate you sliding at the ass into this thing. You finally caught up with me. You know what I mean? But, you know, I don't know. I might go live a little bit later, but I hit you in the DM and let you know. You get you some rest, man. That's what you need.
Nah, man. I'm going live soon.
Well, I might slide through over there.
Now, you know why I'm going live soon? Because Wildest people want to get on the live. They said, "Yo, send me the link."
Oh wow, yeah. Hit me up when you decide to do that.
Yeah, they said they want if they want people to clarify it. Because I told them straight up. I'm like, it's not really that people don't believe what you're saying now after 4 months. The problem is it's on top of all the excuses for 4 months. So now you're just coming out of nowhere. As Marcellus Wilder, I was telling him, you just coming up with that. He's like, oh, you trying to say his excuse? I'm his brother. Like this ain't no channel. I'm his source. I'm his brother. I'm with him in the hospital. Yo, he explained everything, bro.
Send me look, even better than that. Like I said, I had Rick Lace over here, Eric Anders. Send me the link respectfully. I will not get disrespectful. I want to be on there to ask him.
No, of course. Yeah, of course.
Send me the link, my nigga. I'm over there. Like, if you show up, I definitely want, because I flamed the hell out of his ass, but I'm gonna keep it respectful. You know, I ain't gonna disrespect the dude.
Nah, to be honest, he was real cool. The conversation we had, he like, yo, I understand, man. You gotta do your thing, but they couldn't come out with briefly, he couldn't come out with the information that they wanted to come out. That's why he took so long, because he was trying to get the contract done with Tyson Fury before he comes out and make his statement and come with the investigation of the doctor. So now he already signed with Tyson Fury, and now Deontay Wilder is going to come out with his statement any day.
Wow.
It say it could be tomorrow or whatever.
Yeah, forget that.
Yo, why the family is coming at me, D?
Let them come.
Yo, my God, I see you. Why they coming at me, man?
That's good. Let them come. Let them come. Harsha, give me some closing thoughts, man.
Billy Joe, I mean, like, he's an intriguing guy. There are a situation where he suggested, I'm going to fight Canelo for free. And now he was at a perception where he's just fighting for money. I don't know what are the facts of him saying that he ain't training, because I mean, like, he's the guy. I mean, like, it kind of looked like he's the one who is chasing Canelo all along, and at the end of the day, he just got off the news. But again, like, it's I mean, like, it's unfortunate. Like, that would be a great fight, but I mean, like, it's one of those fights you can never see. Regarding Ryan, I don't know, man. Like, I'm not sure if that fight's gonna ever happen, but that's the fight that can give him some respect. Because I mean, from social media, most people think he's a joke, punching YouTube stars and everyone. So I hope he's gonna fight someone big. From Wilder Fury, I mean, like, I'm still interested. Like, I'm one of those guys who's still down to watch the third fight to see what's gonna happen, to see what Deontay's gonna bring to the table. And I'm sick of those lame excuses. I don't believe that. That's all I can say for now.
That's it, no doubt. Me either, dog. I don't believe him either. But I appreciate you coming on, Harsha. You're always welcome. And have faith.
Thanks, man.
Give me some closing thoughts. I know you jumped on here to give me some closing thoughts.
Great show, man. As always, you keep it 100, bro. You let people speak their mind, like the show says, man. Speak your mind. Sports. You ain't out here, man, just getting drunk and blocking people like other people. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. There's a lot of there's a lot of real fans out here waiting for real fights, and there's a lot of frauds, out here also, bro, that block people and shit, bro. But the real will survive and the fake will not, bro. That's all I gotta say, bro. Great show, man.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming on, Hefe.
I appreciate you, Hefe, too.
Hey, Punch Drunk, do me a favor, man. Take us out. I'm gonna let Punch Drunk take us out with his thing, bro. I love that shit. Take us out with it, Punch Drunk.
Huh?
Take us out with your thing, bro. Come on, hit your thing for me.
I don't know what the intro or the outro. I don't got no outro. I should work on the outro.
The intro. I want to go out with your intro. I love it.
You already know this is Punch Drunk Boxing, aka Mr. Moonshine, here with D, baby.
Peace. We out.